Visit wintershair.com.
Insurance companies often discourage people from getting an attorney. If I can't get you more, even after our fee, then you owe us nothing, not even our costs. I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21-12670. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, August 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 100. Coming up on OTB, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show at 9 a.m. And at 8 a.m., we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag, so get your questions in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Tuesday, August 8th, 2023, and the boys are back with a brand new OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor hanging out with you today. How's everyone feeling? Feeling all right?
I'm good.
Yeah?
You good?
I don't know.
Ooh.
The kids had a rough night, so I didn't sleep up. But that wasn't the point. Whatever. So I was up at 3, and I got on my phone, and on social media, I saw a video of the Island Boys making out with each other.
Ew.
And it see, Taylor's nodding his head.
I've seen it. It's actually, I saw it scrolling through TikTok one day.
What is going on right now, guys?
I, too, have seen that video.
Apparently
it was one of those, from what I know, it's one of those, like, stream things where it's, like, your viewers, like, send money and, like, you have to, like, do stuff or whatever.
Oh, one of the NPC things?
Yeah, and then they did it.
Oh, God. I couldn't sleep. I literally did not fall back asleep, I don't think, till like 5:30, and then, which I should have already been over like 5 or whatever. It deeply, deeply disturbed me. So I had to get off my chest. I'm glad to know that I'm not alone in having seen the Island Boys make out with each other.
I can't really see anything because of this spotlight. So, what are we doing here?
I'm trying to get it. I talked to Paul. I talked to Bo yesterday.
Maybe
none of them know how to do it.
Climb up there
so
and do something like by hand, like manually.
Yeah, if you're just listening and not watching, I look like I'm on like a Broadway play, and it's me. It's my monologue.
It looks like, it looks like any movie where somebody gets taken up to heaven. For me, I think of This Is the End, probably one of my favorite comedies of all time, when them and the Backstreet Boys would ever go up to heaven at the end. But it's pretty intense. Yeah. Don't look up the Island Boy thing. There's no point.
Yeah,
it's going to deeply disturb
I heard, but I haven't seen, and I don't really want to see.
No, but it did make me a little disparaged about kind of the state of the world. But then I remembered that football was back and life was good and nothing mattered anymore. How are we feeling, Mario and Taylor, outside of Island Boy shenanigans?
The internet can be a scary place.
Yeah.
Got to be careful sometimes, especially when you're at work. But I'm doing well, though, man. I'm working this weekend, broadcasting the Saints-Chiefs game, pumped up. I'm going to be in a good mood all week.
Also, is it just me, and I'm not trying to crap on X, because I actually just ended up finally biting the bullet in pain for Twitter Blue, just because I'm finally whatever, it's kind of my job, I probably should, et cetera, and they're obviously negatively affecting reach if you don't, and that's how I push content and everything. So I'm okay, Elon, whatever, that's fine. Yeah, and I'm fine with paying things that I use all the time. I can justify that. Still haven't given me the check mark for whatever reason. But
I mean, that's the same thing.
what?
That was the same way.
Yeah. No. I mean, look, it makes sense. I should have done it way earlier.
I did until like 2
Well,
weeks
I
ago.
did.
Same situation. I was like, I don't really want to. I don't want to do it. And then they start taking things away, and that's how you and I both we put our stuff out there.
Exactly.
You son of a.
Yeah. They kind of got us over a barrel. But are y'all finding, is X skewing more negative, or am I losing control of my algorithm? I'm about to have to do some heavy unfollows and moving around. The For You tab remains an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say
just violent viral videos and
One of the reasons
things.
I don't really follow people that are outside of kind of what like the college
Sports.
football NFL world. Now some, but not a lot, because I wanted to, because my algorithm right now is all about college football shenanigans.
See, I would love to have that again. What were you gonna say,
yeah,
Mark?
no, stay out of the For You tab. That's where all the junk is, at least for me.
It's awful, and it's like stuff that just you emerge the other side of it and you feel unclean. You feel like you have a film over your skin, and again, that's where I ended up after the Iron Boys video. The next thing you know, I'm even more depressed about the state of humanity. I used to feel like it was really important, in these partisan times, to follow people from all over the political spectrum when I cared about politics. Now I've become so apathetic that I'm thinking about just unfollowing everyone, just because, again, it's just negative. Just feels bad to sign on there and not laugh at memes. Just see people yelling about Megan Rapinoe or Joe Biden just 24/7, or whoever, DeSantis, Trump, whatever. It's all over the place. Taylor, how are you feeling this morning?
Man, I'm doing good.
Yeah, how's your TikTok algorithm? You were surfing it right before the show started.
It's good. A lot of random stuff on the For You. A lot like Twitter, but it's all right. A lot of sports this time of year, so
Okay, good.
not terrible.
We're cranking up.
Could be worse, yeah.
So I want to talk. I think for the first hour today, we'll probably go heavy on LSU camp, as there was some news to break down from practice. Maybe touch on Saints camp. We got a new coaches preseason poll. Of course, we got our OTB mailbag. We got Nick Underhill coming on, as we do every single Tuesday. It's going to be a very fun show today. But the big news of the day yesterday, practice number 4 for the Tigers. Shoulder pads on, Jake. It is hot as hell out there.
Yes.
They did half the practice inside, half the practice outside, and reportedly there was a big-time fight. Let's go, dude. A fight that escalated to the point where Malik Neighbors and Kyron Lacey were sent to the locker room. Harold Perkins was taken to the side and did not play another snap for the rest of practice. I will say this off the bat. If you don't have at least one big camp fight, you're probably a soft team. You're probably not going to be that good. Now, also, if you have too many camp fights, you're undisciplined, right? And you don't respect your teammates enough, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to find that camp fight sweet spot, which I would say is probably 2 to 3 big brawls. That said, though, Jake, LSU's up to 2 and 4 days now.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not as big as this one, but it's 2 and 4. It's really hot out there, so I might jump them up to 3 to 5 as being allowable for the needle you want to thread here.
Right.
But I got to be honest. I see camp fight, and my initial thought is not reproach. It is good. Good on you. Good. We have a team that really wants to be good and wants to win.
Yeah, and like you said, this is going to happen. You and I have been through this. Now, you don't want to have a ton of these. You don't want to have 10 of these, but you're going to have. It's just you're tired of hitting each other.
Yeah.
You see the same person over and over again. That person got the best of you the day before, maybe gets you again. You're frustrated. You want to try to take action. So when I saw people breaking this down yesterday, like it was real, news, breaking down, how it played out, who got sent it. And I understand you got a job to do, and it is.
Ooh, what was the breakdown?
I guess, news, I guess it is. But, for you and I who have been in this, we've been in this situation, I've never been through a training camp, pro or college, that didn't have a massive training camp fight. At least one.
Yeah, at least one.
And even when we're grown adults, 30 years old in the NFL, we're probably too tired to go out there and do it, but we have to do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute. What do you mean you have to do it? I'll give you an example. In Denver, my 6th year in the NFL, we drafted Monty Ball. I've told stories about that before. And when you get a rookie running back, some of the linebackers and the safeties are going to kind of hit him a little late. They're going to hit him out of bounds. Do those things, okay?
Yep.
Well, they had done it a couple times, and it was one of those deals. It's like, hey, if you do it again, we're going to have to do something. You know, kind of like, hey, we don't really want to. We're tired. We're 30 years old out here. We don't want to have to do it. But then Stuart Bradley, good friend of mine, hit him just blatantly late.
Yeah.
Just out of bounds, walking back basically to the huddle. And it's like, look at Noshawn. Noshawn looks at me. It's like, all right, let's go. And so we run over there. And it's like, I got Stuart Bradley. And then here comes Wesley Woodyard, one of my good friends, still one of my really good friends. He comes over there. We rip each other's helmets off. Noshawn's going like frog splash, like Eddie Guerrero over the top. I mean,
just 5-star frog splash.
I mean, just over the top. I mean, and it's the whole team. I hope he did. I don't know if he did. I can't confirm, but I hope he did. And then all of a sudden, it's everybody except the quarterbacks and kickers and punters, right? It's everybody.
Yeah.
And it lasts for about 5 minutes of just going back and forth. And same thing. You know, Stewart gets sent back into the locker room. Raheem Moore, all gets sent back to the locker room. And we have to sit out for a whole period. But it had to be done. Because you have a rookie running back, they're picking on him, and you've got to stop them from picking on him. And, hey, he's going to help us win this year. We've got to move forward. But it happens in every camp that I've ever been a part of.
Did the coaches, was there any precursor where y'all were, like, watching film and the coach was like, look at this. This crap can't happen?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had that happen as well.
Absolutely. And then you get challenged.
You see it happen, you're like, okay. Here we go.
Yeah, the running back coach is going to challenge. I was the oldest guy in the room.
Yeah.
The next oldest was Noshawn.
You going to let him do this to your boy?
Exactly. Like, hey, you see this stuff? Now, I'm not saying, but I'm saying. You know, that kind of conversation. So I don't know the extent of it. I don't know how much of that was, hey, man, if he does it to your guy again, you got to go get him. But these happen all the time. Now, you don't want it to happen. But now that it's become a thing and now that it's out, now you can't have another one.
Yeah.
Now you've got to get with the leadership of the football team, and you got to sit them down. Hey, it's camp. I understand it. If it happens again, everybody's in trouble. Everybody's going to run. We're not going to practice. We're going to do A, B, and C. So now if you have another brawl, that's what's actually news, not what happened before.
Yeah, and Brian Kelly, look, he's been very clear about this. He was last year as well when they had the big blow about respecting the brotherhood. It's weird because I think you can have complicated emotions if you're the head coach on this, where I think in your heart of hearts, and this is all me surmising, right? This is me just guessing, but I think in your heart of hearts, you're not that upset, but you are kind of, right? Because it does speak to maybe a little lackadaisicalness, but whatever you want to say, not having no respect for your teammate, like he says, respect the brotherhood, but you're not that upset. Like at least now you know that team's got that dog in him, and then you just got to control it. And so you have to put on airs about being, really pissed off about the whole thing. And you probably are. Like I said, it's complicated. You probably are pissed off, but you're not like all pissed off. There is some part of you that's like, okay, good. This team has some fight. I think about some of the legendary camp fights from back in the day. I remember watching Joe Barksdale and Tyson Jackson trade punches, and it was like Optimus Prime.
I was about to say, that's a large fight.
Is it Megatron, right? Yeah, I mean, it was like, you know how sometimes in anime when you see two like people like especially like DBZ like punching each other, they have like the power burst whenever they hit fists. That was Joe and Tyson. I also remember one time we were doing one-on-one pass rush and I was blocking. Was it Contreras? I think it was Contreras. I can't remember, but blocking him and he gets his hands up under my face mask. So immediately I start swinging. He starts swinging, and all of a sudden he disappears from view. Because Willie B had come in and speared him from the side. And I'll never forget, because when you're in a fight, stuff like slows down, right? Because your adrenaline's pumping, your brain's operating fast. I see him disappear from view, and I just kind of drop my hands. I'm like, oh, no. Like, here it comes. And sure enough, next thing I know, in the back, splayed, spear in the back. O-line, D-line's getting into it. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. Although, pretty good hack figured out by the boys. I feel like we used to have to run.
Yeah.
You get to go inside?
Yeah,
what?
Right.
Like what? You don't practice?
Yeah.
What about all the rest of the wide receivers who are now, Kyron and Malik are going to start? Like that ain't like
Brian Thomas out there, like just getting every rep.
No, Thomas was reportedly out yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd be out there getting every rep.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like It's good for him. Help the young guns develop. But man, I kind of like, hold up now. Make them run a couple laps and then stick the ass back in there.
So one last camp fight story. I was a freshman, and you talking about Tyson and Barksdale getting into it. I mean, it's two large humans. One of the all-timers, Whitworth and Kyle Williams, got into it.
Oh, wow.
Like, you know, friends, grew up right kind of by each other, Ruston, West Monroe. It was one of those that you couldn't separate it. People tried, and
you're gonna have
big
to
people.
kill him. That's one of those, like, you're gonna have to kill me to stop me.
Yeah, like Spears tried, like all these, Ben Wilkerson tried, all these savvy vets couldn't break him up. And Kyle, I've never seen someone so angry, and that's why that man was an All-Pro defensive tackle for as long as he was. Damn, like he had a grip, and nobody could get him off.
Well, and then there was, of course, the Joe Burrow Patrick Queen fight, which I remember seeing live. I think I had snuck into that practice. There was a scrimmage or something.
Yeah, it was a.
It happened over there on the far sideline.
I think it was former players type scrimmage.
Okay.
Yeah, it was closed door, invited guest only, because you and I were both there.
Yeah.
Before we started doing the show together, but I think it was former player type deal.
Now, do you remember how it went down? Did Queen hit Burrow, and then Burrow came back at him, and then it just
because I can see it
escalated from there?
I can see it south end zone, but on the other side of the field, away from and that doesn't typically happen with your quarterback.
No,
that's what makes that one so legendary.
That is true.
A lot of times, quarterback can start it, but then he's backpedaling out of there, and you got to take care of your quarterback.
I mean, but I guess that's Joe. Never forget in the Joe Burrow tire video, that is Pete Werner that he's actually fighting with there, which should never be glossed over.
Because Pete's a dog.
Yeah, Pete's a dog, obviously. All right, when we get back, let's get to so Jaden Daniels had a quote that was making the rounds yesterday. We got some more practice news as well outside of fighting. Good job, Wilson Alexander, reporting yesterday. When we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, listen up, okay? If you are a contractor, a roofer, maybe you're just an individual and you need steel products, you want to go with Community Steel, okay? They are local. They got a shop right there in Gonzales so they can fabricate whatever you need. You go to communitysteelco.com if you want to check them out, or I would say call the phone number, 225-647-2020, 647-2020. They have an actual local live sales team to get you exactly what you need.
Yeah, they have a 15,000-foot shop there in Gonzales. So when T-Bob's talking about they can cut, they can fabricate everything right there, everything is going to be local. When they're making those beams, all of that is local. So that number that you call, you're talking to someone that is local. You're talking to someone that is right here, knows exactly what you need, and then they can get it done, and they can get it done ASAP. So call that number, 225-647-2020.
Support those that support us. We love having Community Steel as a part of the OTB crew. CommunitySteelCo.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m.
Moscona inviting to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Sunshine, your John Deere dealer. Tigers are back on the practice field. We'll hear from Brian Kelly, and LSU offensive line commit Ori Williams stops by. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN in the Bayou Ford chat, and tell us, stuff that you want to talk about, or, comments. We have Mailbag coming up later. Emil says, T-Bob, something tells me Raheem Alim started a lot of camp fights back in the day. Raheem was maybe involved in a couple. Nothing too crazy, though. Raheem was a madman, though.
He was strong.
Yeah.
A strong madman.
Yes, absolutely.
Sean Jordan has been known to start a camp fight or two.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Pads or no pads. Weight room or field. Didn't really matter.
Which LSU football player would you least want to get in a fight with? Are we talking current? Because that would probably be Mason Smith, just from sheer physical appearance. Though I did read yesterday that actually one of the precursors to the fight was Smith and Charles Turner getting a little chippy in an individual to kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Which again, like, it's funny now. I think about fighting an adult the size of Mason Smith, and I'm like, that seems awful and terrifying and horrible. But when you're playing, like when you're Charles Turner, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever. It's just he's good, but he's there's no fear there. It's just a guy. So, yeah, I'd go with him. He's the biggest, right? Generally, you don't want to fight the biggest guy.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be a candidate. he'd be in the squad.
The problem is I don't know who the psychos are.
That's what I was. Yeah, who's the crazy one?
Yeah, that's who you really don't want to fight. Psycho.
Who's
first,
the one that stays ready so you don't have to
second.
get ready?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
See, there's no fullbacks. Like initially, you'd go straight to the fullback, and no fullbacks.
Sometimes.
On my team, Quinn Johnson and Sean Jordan.
Yeah, that's true.
They'd be on the
Sean ended up being
lineup
a professional fighter.
Yeah,
so.
I think he got up to 4th in heavyweight rankings in the UFC.
Yeah, and he was a multi-time state champion wrestler. I saw him just rolling through people on a wrestling mat before, just pinning everybody on the team. Jaden Daniels yesterday had a quote that was making the rounds as he was talking about how he has unfinished business, saying, quote, I want to cement my legacy. I want, I asked him why did he come back. I wanted to cement my legacy. I wanted to win a championship. This is a man on a mission, Jake. And look, y'all know how I feel on this show. I think you are well within your rights if you believe that it's absurd for me to sit here and say that I think he could take a massive leap because you're like, T-Bob, he's already started like 40 games or whatever. How he's a known quantity. He started for 4 years. How could he possibly improve? I'll give you the cliff notes, what we talked about before, right? I think obviously he's in a more stable situation than he ever has been. He's surrounded with more talent than he ever has been. He has the backing of a coaching staff in a way that he never has. And it's a more quality coaching staff than he has ever had. And you combine all of that with, yes, a 5th year of starting and the fact that unlike last season, in which people are using to be kind of his definitive final form, you're no longer adjusting to new teammates, new culture, quarterback competition. Like, no, you are the guy. You've lived here. Everybody believes you. Like, so those are the reasons why I think he's potentially suited for a massive step forward. And Jake, we're kind of looking through a keyhole trying to describe what's going on in the room, but thus far, it seems like Daniels has been very impressive.
Yeah, and the stability of where he's at. One of only 2 schools in the SEC that bring back quarterback coordinator. At Arizona State, like it was kind of a revolving door of players and coaches. Well, now you have your leading receiver back. You have your tight end back. You have your third down back. You have your offensive line back. And, yeah, you have Denbrock. You have Brian Kelly. You have Coach Sloan. So you have your quarterback coach back as well. Like that's a lot of stability, and that's a foundation that they built up over time last year that now you can really lean on. Because I know we're going to get into the coaches' top 25, but it's been a theme. I don't remember if we did this 2 weeks ago or last week, whatever. But when you look at the top 10, right, you've got new quarterback and new coordinator, Georgia, who's 1, Alabama, who's 3, Ohio State, who's 4, Penn State's got a new quarterback, not a new coordinator, Clemson, new quarterback, new coordinator.
Yep.
So there's so much new within the top 10. And you have not only all the coaches coming back, you have this Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback. So being able to have that stability this year in training camp, everybody knows him, he knows everybody. Like that's why you see growth. Because you can go back to last year, remember those points where you got better each and every day. And at media days, when I asked Jaden and Coach Kelly this question, I said, when did it change for y'all last year? Because there was ebbs and flows last year, but they hit a good stride. I was like, how did you know that y'all could go win the West? And I was surprised both of them said after the Tennessee loss.
Yeah, which is what Kelly told us at the time. We didn't believe him.
No, not because you're like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. But he said it, and then Jaden said the same thing. Because there was plays in that game that I needed to make. We should have made them. They were there to be made. And then later in that game, we started to make some of those plays to get our confidence going. So, like, for all of those reasons, yes, he's played a ton of games, but they weren't here. They weren't in Baton Rouge with these coaches, with these players. That's why he can continue to grow, and it's not just us going out here and saying it because he's the LSU quarterback, and you could say, well, what about all those games he had in Tempe? Well, it's completely different.
It's completely different. You would actually probably struggle to find a bigger disparity in terms of what I'm sure his personal experience has been from Tempe now to the last couple of years under Brian Kelly in Baton Rouge. You had Mason Taylor yesterday speaking with the media, and he was kind of asked the same question because that's always one of the funny parts about camp is you just get asked about the quarterback constantly. And Taylor was like, yeah, man, look, he knows that playbook inside and out, like the back of his hand. And, he's throwing 50-yard bombs to Malik Neighbors, which that's exactly what is the number one goal for this offense. And you heard Kelly talk about it all throughout SC Media Day. Be more threatening. Yeah. Be more explosive. If all of us think about how much success Jaden Daniels had running the ball and creating space last year, how much success a guy like Mason Taylor had in the intermediate game last year, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
And then what happens if suddenly you can also take the top off, right? And defenses cannot cheat you underneath and load up the box or whatever they want to do. That's when you become one of those next level problems to have to be solved. And that's how you potentially fulfill the Heisman potential and everything else that is swirling around him.
So when we go back and we're talking about all the things that are coming back around Jaden Daniels and like, okay, what does that mean? Well, yes, the receivers. The receivers is the easy portion of it. You've got Neighbors, you have Thomas, you have Lacey, you have your guys. But also, like when you look in front of you and you're Jaden Daniels, like you know that Mason Taylor at the tight end position is leaps ahead of where he was last year against Florida State.
Yeah.
So you now can count on him. You know that you've got bookend tackles. So you're not really worried about pressure as much as you would be last year to start the season when you didn't know how good Will Campbell could be. Like we knew what he was as a recruit and that he was a starter in day one, but you hadn't seen it in live bullets. Emory Jones, like you saw what he did a year ago, like interior offensive line. Your center, you started with a different center last year in Florida State than you're going to have. I mean, Turner came in the next game. Remember, it was Dellinger there for the first game. All right, so you feel good about that. And then you have like a Josh Williams. Well, you go back to the Alabama game, like he knows he can trust him in pass protection. So when you have someone coming up the A-gap right in front of your face, you know your back is going to know his responsibility. He's going to pick up the blitz, and you can still stand tall and deliver the football. All of that goes a very long way. That's why it is the ultimate team game. But you didn't have that last year. Even at LSU, you didn't have that the first game. It took some time to get there. You had wholesale changes on the offensive line after the first game, right? You had Kayshawn out receiver. You were trying to get the ball to, and ended up being Malik Neighbors was your go-to guy. Running back, you had a ton of guys coming in and out. Like you kind of settled on the rotation later. Mason Taylor was featured in the Florida State game, but he was a freshman as his first game. I didn't start till like my fifth, sixth game as my freshman year, and my head was spinning the entire year.
Yeah.
I had no idea which way was up, which way was down. That was his first, like he got here and he was a starter, and they tried to feature him. Like just think about where they were last year against Florida State, had an opportunity in that game to where they are now.
It is what is kind of fascinating when you start to think about that, though, is Florida State's kind of a lot of the same. I mean, in that, like, I don't follow them closely enough to know if they made like the wholesale personnel changes that LSU did, but that too is a team that was not nearly as good as they are going to be here in a couple of weeks. Remember, they started 3-3 last year, right? Could have been 2-4
Lost
if
3 in a
LSU
row.
hadn't, if LSU hadn't missed that extra point. So that was a team that was kind of lost themselves, but then they too grew and found it, and now they return nearly everyone. They added good players in the portal, and that's why this first game is so fascinating, because it's two teams that kind of mirror each other in so many different ways, and it's going to be two great quarterbacks in Jordan Travis and Jaden Daniels going toe-to-toe right off the bat to start the season on a Sunday night. Are you kidding me? It does not get better. Cannot wait. All right, we could get on practice stuff later, but when we get back, why don't we talk about the brand new coach poll which just dropped? Do want to remind you, go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. There's a couple of nasty things going around. Jake, didn't your family go through the stomach bug?
That we did, sir.
Yeah.
Not very fun.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
It's awful. It's awful. My family the same. What about the summer cold that's going around? I don't know if it's COVID, cold, whatever.
I had practice yesterday for the flag team. Had 3 guys miss because they're sick.
Yeah, and so look, if you need to get in, get better, you need to get tested, figure out exactly what's going on, you want to go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. Walk-ins are always welcome. You can go to the website and go ahead and create your digital profile, or do it when you get in there. And the bottom line is, after you do, it's just a touch of a button to sign in, and you get in, you get out, you get better. The quality of care, I'm telling you, y'all, is unrivaled. Just wait till you see the facilities. Like, the buildings are going to blow you away. And remember, it's not just for, as everyday people. If you're a business and you need occupational medicine needs, whatever they may be, you want to go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. Go see the Mid-City location. All right, when we get back, let's break down this new Coach's Top 25 poll here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,500 off MSRP on all new 23 Ram 1500 Laramie trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up and down on my last dime. Come home, live Baton Rouge. I'm remembering what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Restrictions apply.
Cut through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Sandigrove. Join us for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. LSU and the Saints back on the practice field, and Andy
By the way, a couple practice notes to touch on, and then we'll move on. Shoulder pads are on. Mason Smith reportedly dominating once again, blowing up the first couple of plays of 11 on 11. Andre Sam had a nice pick. A couple nice plays for Andre Sam. You know, somebody
looking for some DBs to continue to be able to count on.
I was going to say, I don't know what Andre Sam's role is going to be, but I do think when, again, you look at his journey going from everywhere, you know, where did he start, McNeese? Or was it?
Yeah.
McNeese.
He's a VAV.
To Marshall, to now LSU. Like, that's a path that speaks to a grinder. I think he has some role to play, even with special teams.
Yeah.
Now, one not so good news. J.K. Johnson has a cast on his lower leg and was using a scooter to get around. So
The old dreaded scooter.
yeah, so when you're thinking about, the corners in the corner room, just kind of take J.K. Johnson maybe for the foreseeable future out of your arithmetic and just move on to the others, and we'll see where he ends up landing.
Yeah, anytime you're in that scooter, it's never good. I mean, you are non-weight bearing.
Yeah, and a cast would speak to probably that as well. Yesterday, we got our preseason coaches poll, top 25. Top 25. Do the coaches actually vote in this, Jake, or is this like SIDs?
A lot of times it's SIDs, but maybe the initial one. I'm going to have faith that the initial one they take the time to sit down and maybe vote, but probably SIDs.
Yeah, probably so. Either way, though, the UJ Bulldogs, I think one thing I want to do is probably tier this list because I do think there's some dividing lines here.
I would only change one of the teams in the top 10 and add another team, and I'd change probably two more teams of where they're at. So this is pretty close to how I would have it.
Okay. We got UGA 1, Michigan 2, Alabama 3, Ohio State 4, LSU 5. Shout out to the Tigers being in that top 5, getting the respect from their coaches. I do think I would describe that top 4 as kind of the benefit of the doubt club. And even if Michigan's maybe not technically, and what I mean by benefit of the doubt club, it's like, look, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, doesn't matter who they lost, who they're replacing, they're just going to get ranked there until they prove otherwise. Michigan maybe isn't quite in that club, but they absolutely deserve to be a top 4 team this year when you look at what they did last year and what they return. And then I guess my tier 2, Jake, is like, and this is the next teams, LSU 5, USC 6, Penn State, Florida State, Clemson. As those teams are all teams that I think if everything goes right are capable of winning a championship. Maybe I'm not as sure as Clemson. I'm kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt. But that's where I would kind of cut off my tier 2 would be 5 through 9.
Yeah, Clemson to me is somebody that's kind of getting forgotten about, even though they won the ACC last year, beat Florida State. They return a lot defensively. I like the move to bring in Garrett Riley. So, yeah, they deserve to be still, in my opinion, firmly in the benefit of the doubt club, although they got kicked out last year like incredibly early. Like one sign of faltering, and they're like, all right, you're out. I'm like, wait a minute. They've won 2 natties. They've played 4 more. It's like,
they had
one, down year where they still won double-digit games.
Yeah, did they win the ACC 2 years ago?
Pitt won it 2 years ago. They won it last year.
Okay. Oh, Clemson did end up winning last year. They just lost regular season games. Yeah, I think it's also just combined with Dabo feeling like he's at odds with the current dominant trends in college football. But sleep on Clemson at your own risk. So I like all those rankings, 5 through 9, and then I get to kind of the prove it tier. And that's Tennessee 10, Washington 11, Texas 12, Notre Dame 13. And one of the reasons why I say prove it is like, okay, like Tennessee was last year an aberration, right? Can you win 10 games? Once again, same thing with Washington and Penix and DeBoer. Texas, prove anything. Prove one thing. Sark, just prove you can win 10 games. Notre Dame, can you be good post Brian Kelly? Because the last few coaches before Brian Kelly sucked, and we don't know if Marcus Freeman's that guy or not. So that's kind of how I have that one, that tier scored.
Yeah, and then, of course, Utah comes in at number 14. All they've done is win back-to-back Pac-12 titles. And I think Josh Pate, I think it was when we had him on the phone, not at Media Day, he said it perfectly. They're always on deck, never up to bat.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's true.
I mean, TCU's right there, too, at 16. Right?
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about TCU a lot. As far as, like, the top 10.
Granted, Utah returns Cam Rising, so.
Yeah. I mean, and TCU technically returns their starting quarterback from the beginning.
Howard?
Of last year, Chandler Morris. Howard is Kansas State.
It's Kansas State, yeah.
So, like, in the top 10, the only team I would add and take out, I'd move Washington to 10, Tennessee, or up into the top 10, Tennessee right outside of it, probably just fall back to 11.
I could do that.
I would change Alabama and LSU because I'd have Georgia, Michigan, LSU, Ohio State, Alabama. That was my top 5 I gave the other day, and then I would switch USC and Washington and Clemson and Florida State.
So you're not at all worried about saving Smile?
No, and I saw a bunch of people, including you, tweet about that, and I almost just pulled up like 7 pictures I have of him smiling in my phone that I was going to say, hey, he smiles here too, and also here, and also here.
Where with the press though?
Yes,
because that's the difference. I've yet to see another picture of him smiling post press conference.
Would you consider like us interviewing him press?
No, not at all. You're a former teammate. That is wildly different. Normally, when he deals with people,
like this man doesn't smile.
Normally,
oh no, he's smiling.
Normally, when that man deals with beat writers, he is a miserable, just lump of anger. Now, granted, he did buy that mansion in Florida. Did you see that thing? Mm-hmm. So, if I had bought that, I'd probably be smiling too. To be fair, but look, real talk. I mean, it's Nick Saban. It's Alabama, and they're only the quarterback being good away from being as good as any team in the country.
Yeah, I mean, I have him 5th. I don't have him 50th. So they're still a really good football team. The only reason I put LSU above them is because of who they have coming back at quarterback. And I know what the coordinator is going to do. I don't know how Tommy Rees is going to play out there. I mean, it's some big shoes to fill of who's been there with Lane. And regardless of how you feel about Bill O'Brien, like, he's been an NFL head coach, GM. I mean, he's got a resume. So Michigan, 2 for me, because I think Michigan's going to be really, really good. And they also have quarterback coming back, and they've got a slew of players coming back. And Georgia gets the benefit because they're the back-to-back national champions.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they should. Absolutely.
Now, I'm intrigued by how Bobo's going to work out because that's a downgrade. I don't – like, nobody can come on here and tell me that Bobo is better than Todd Monken.
Agreed.
Todd Monken is one of the better play callers in all of college football. There's a reason he's been an NFL coordinator before, and they kept calling, so he went back. He was turning Southern Miss around as a head coach before he decided he didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
He is somebody that I think is in the top tier of coordinators. Bobo's been fired from his last 3 jobs. And I know some people that played for Bobo, had a lot of success with Bobo. That's a long time ago. Look, we had a lot of success with Jimbo. We were putting up huge numbers.
True.
Right?
True.
Huge numbers. Jimbo right now, his offense doesn't match up with the current college football, just like Bobo's does not.
No.
Now, he was there with Monken last year. How much did he learn? How much can he take? And when it gets tough, now it's not going to get tough until late in the season, is he going to fall back on what he learned with Todd Monken, or is he going to fall back on what he knows? It's like that's still a big question, and we won't know until later in the season when they're playing some of the better teams in the East. But Bobo's been struggling lately to integrate his offense into today's college football. It's not to say he's a bad coach, but football changed, right? Just like the position I played doesn't exist anymore because football changed. That's how it happens. And so that's a downgrade to me. How much can they improve before they get to the tough portion of their schedule?
I'm in complete agreement. That's why I don't think they're going to win 3 in a row. When we get back, let's finish out this poll. More to be.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Chances are you have a favorite Gordon McKernan billboard. You know how I feel about l'avocat. It's hilarious because you're like, why is there an avocado with a human face in the middle? And then you learn l'avocat is both the French word for avocado and for lawyer. Okay, genius. But if you think you got a better idea, why don't you go hit him up at Get Gordon, either on Facebook or Instagram, and enter the billboard contest. Go to getgordonbillboards.com. Check it out, man. Deadline is at the end of August. Prizes worth up to $2,000 plus. You know, you are the designer of the billboard. So what are you waiting for? Get Gordon. Get it done today. 225-888-8888.
I can so see you entering that. So go ahead and get your thought process ready to go, T-Bob. I can see
It's
you
gonna be
submitting
2
one.
Gordon Island boys kissing each other. I mean, it's genius.
Okay, maybe you're not going to win. Go to getgordon.com. All social media, the handle at Get Gordon. Area code in Louisiana, followed by the 8s. Get Gordon, get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further...
So join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Sharif Ishak on the Saints, Glenn West on the Tigers. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Song is hot garbage.
No, bro.
No, it ain't. Get back, coach. Top 25. Paul mentioned Utah, Oregon at 15. Kind of maybe a bit interesting to see Washington that far above Oregon. TCU 16, Kansas State 17, disrespect boys. Oregon State, poor Oregon State, preseason top 25 team, finishes in the top 25 last year, now being left for dead. They can't even get in the stupid ACC rumors. The ACC is apparently talking to Cal and Stanford, which just makes, I don't know. That just seems absurd to me. Plus, if they add teams, then can't people leave the ACC? But maybe they recognize that teams are already going to leave. I don't know, but whatever. But Oregon State, why is nobody talking to Oregon State? Somebody give them some freaking life rope here. Oklahoma at 19 leaps off the page, Jake. That is, you want to see, like, even Texas, who is awful, gets 12. Like, there is no belief in Brent Venables.
No, there's not, because of what happened last year, first-year head coach. But it is crazy because they really had built something up. I mean, they were a standard of the college football playoff. Now, they didn't win a college football playoff game. They didn't win a championship, but they were there every single year, and they have one bad year, and it was bad. Go back and watch that tape. It was not great. Bad.
Venables had to fix the culture.
Bad defense, awful defense, quarterback goes out, you had no plan B after your quarterback goes down. So they're there. They're only there because of the interlocking O and U. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't be involved in the top 25 because of where they finished. And I'm not sure where they improved enough to come back to be in a position like that.
I think them, and then you see A&M sneaking at 25. To me, that is both just pure talent additions where they know they have better players, and they should be better, so we got to put them on the list. But those would be two teams that could potentially rise more than anyone, but also shows you how little belief there is in their head coach. UNC
how about
at 20?
six teams? Sorry to cut you off.
No,
six
go for it.
teams in this top 25 that will play in a new conference next year.
Wow.
If I have that right. You have SC, you've got Washington, Utah, Oregon, Texas, Oklahoma. Oregon State's probably going to be playing in the new conference because it ain't going to be a conference.
Yeah.
So you could add them into that conversation as well.
Wisconsin 21, Ole Miss 22, Tulane 23. Let's go. And then, bro, I really like Texas Tech. McGuire.
Everyone loves Texas
entering
Tech.
The new Big 12.
Everybody loves Texas
entering
Tech.
the new Big 12. Texas Tech could be maybe, whatever. They could be one of the power players right there with TCU, right there with Kansas State, I believe. We'll see. They have the investment, man. They actually have money.
$50,000 per
player.
Yeah.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. That is the place. Remember that if you're already at work, but you need to schedule that appointment and you can't pick up the phone, you can do it online, top right corner of the website. I tell you all the time because it's factual. I've done that. I've been here on the radio. I needed them to come out and service. I couldn't get to the phone. I've done it online. It's an easy process. They were there that day. They give you a profile of exactly who is coming to your home, a picture of who is coming to your home, a little bit about the person that is coming to your home. That way you have someone that's going to be safe, obviously, but obviously going to get the job done and is qualified to do the job.
AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. Like Jake said, go look at the online reviews, okay? We talk about what a dark, hateful place the internet is, and that is true, but it loves AccuTemp. And you will too. Don't take my word for it. Put it to the test. Experience that service to the highest degree, and you'll never go anywhere else. AccuTemp of Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Tuesday, August 8th. Today at Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 100. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag at 8:15, and at 9 a.m. we talk Saints with Nick Underhill of NewOrleans.football. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz at Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's up, y'all? Somebody says, WTF, T-Bob. Look, I had to just keep Mara on his toes. You know? It's like Patches O'Houlihan. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can continue to do your read after I yell at you to shut up out of nowhere, well, then if somebody random yells at you to shut up out of nowhere, you continue to read.
Necessary?
I guess I'm not really planning you for anything.
Nah, noted. I'm a little rusty. This is our second show together after a week being apart, so all good.
You want to finish that, Jake?
Is it necessary to drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste.
Oh, man, I used to love that line. I love that entire movie. It basically is Ben Stiller playing the spiritual successor to Tony Perkins.
Yes.
Which is always fun. Because both those movies are fantastic, and Ben Stiller's character in both are fantastic. Okay, so, wow. Are these bots? There's a story. We didn't talk about it here. I talked about it on Snaps, which, again, Google Snaps Podcast. Follow wherever you get podcasts, youtube.com/@VolumeSnaps. Just in 2K subscribers. Just keep the numbers going. But there's a we talked about it there. I'm not going to mention a name because I'm feeling a little on the fence if I think this is true or not. There's a lot of smoke. I have yet to see any official confirmation, but there's also been no denial either. There was a player dismissed from Clemson for breaking undisclosed team rules. Dabo saying, yeah, he's a good kid, but, he made some poor choices, et cetera, et cetera. And he would later transfer to Ole Miss. Good player, too, 4-star, all this stuff, right? Well, he is alleged to have sent or to have been taking pictures and videos of his teammates in the locker room and selling them on OnlyFans. And I just tweeted out, did any of this ever get confirmed? And I mentioned OnlyFans in a tweet, and I immediately have 6 bots in my mention just sending OnlyFans links. So Twitter remains kind of broken on the porn bot front. But, yeah, that's one of the wildest stories I've ever heard. The only thing I'll say is college football locker rooms are probably filled with the most beautiful male bodies you'll ever see in your life. So, just in terms of pure quality of the product you're selling, you could fetch a high price for sure.
How did you think that you were going to get away with this?
I don't know.
If it is true.
That's kind of why I'm like, That's why I'm a little hesitant here. That's why I don't want to mention name. And why I'm a little hesitant to fully believe it is it seems to kind of only be coming from one or two sources and everybody else picking up on it, even though there are claims that videos have been seen. But, and it's just, like you said, Jake, it's so absurd. How do you think you were going to get away with taking and selling nudes of your teammates unsuspected? And also, that's a crime.
Yes, yeah. That's
like,
that portion of it as well. Yeah.
It's very much a crime in which you should maybe even go to jail. So I don't, I don't know, but still a wild story nonetheless. Ole Miss, not shying away. You got to do what you got to do in the portal, even if it means taking a perv. Hey, I did want to give a shout out before we get to mailbag next segment. I did want to give a shout out to John Trey Kirkland.
Chew Breeze?
Yeah, Chew Breeze. You mentioned him, Chew Breeze, now following in the footsteps of Drew Brees, going to the New Orleans Saints. It's an interesting story as it stands now. It's got some real happy moments, it's some real sad moments as well. Obviously, John Trey originally from Luttrell, goes to LSU. He then is, he goes to the XFL. He is kicking ass in the XFL, tearing it up. He had 4 touchdowns in the first 4 games. The Roughnecks are undefeated. He tears his pec, and actually the Roughnecks go from 4-0 in their first 4 to 3-3 in their next 6. After tearing his pec, his stepfather, who raised him, is killed a couple of weeks later, shot and killed in April. Still no arrest made, so that's, it's just awful, and that's the sad part of it. But, then he gets through the torn pec. He has some tries with the Saints, and they decide he has enough value to, see what he can do during camp. And so I just, that is a player who is beloved here at LSU. It's awesome to see him back in his home city, playing for his hometown. And here's to hoping that he can find a way onto that roster. I mean, look, the wide receiver room is full, but special teams, that will be his key if he's going to find his way.
Really good person. Had many conversations with him and just loves playing football. Will play anywhere. He's shown you that in his LSU career. He'll play DB. He'll play receiver. He'll play quarterback if you need him to. And so he's got some versatility to him. He was absolutely crushing it in the XFL, not only catching but throwing the ball. Remember, they had like a double pass situation. We know he can throw it. He throws a touchdown as well. So a very versatile player, always going to root for that guy. Again, loves football. Had a conversation with him at the spring game this year. You could tell, obviously, tearing his pec was something that was very, troublesome for him. But, like, for me, I'd have been down and out. Like, he still had a smile on his face. He's like, I'll be back. I'll find a way. And I'm like, man, like, you were crushing. He's like, I was. But you know what? I'll find a way, and I'll get back. I mean, just the ultimate positive attitude. So hopefully he, has the opportunity to make the team. Or if he doesn't, at least find himself on the practice squad.
I agree. Taylor, can you get the Orioles announcer video ready to roll? And while you're doing that, how do you feel about Zach Martin continuing to hold out from Cowboys camp? You'll just don't like to treat your best players well or something? It seems like there's a common theme when it comes to the Cowboys. Like, the only person you want to pay is Dak.
Yeah, well, that's your problem when you overpay for your QB. But also, you paid Trayvon Diggs. But again, I talked about this kind of last week. You let Dalton Schultz go because you said, well, we can't pay him and Tony Pollard. We want to pay Tony Pollard. You still haven't paid Tony Pollard. Now you haven't paid Zach Martin. It's like, you can't just pay 1 or 2 guys here. I know Micah's going to have a big contract extension probably at the end of this year, but, you got to take care of your guys.
Yeah. That's going to suck when
Zach took care of Zeke. That worked out for him.
Yeah, worked out great. Way to go. You literally bottomed out the entire running back room. You screwed an entire generation of running backs, Taylor. I hope you guys are happy.
I mean, I didn't do it.
Yeah, you did.
Well, your team did.
Your team did. Yeah, exactly. You are our local Cowboy representative.
Oh, that's fun.
Boots on the ground member here.
The only Cowboys fan that I know.
Yeah, I think. Do I know any others?
I don't think I know any. Like not on like a personal level.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've like excised. Like as soon as I figure out you're a Cowboys fan, like if we didn't have to work together, we wouldn't interact socially at all. Let me know whenever you have that Orioles video. I'm sure you saw that as well, Jake. It's awful. I mean, I can't believe what this Orioles announcer said. Just wait till you hear it. It's gonna. I mean, I would just say trigger warning. I don't want anybody to get over-offended because it's really bad.
Yeah. Ended with a suspension.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Castellanos wasn't even involved this time, and yet still, I just can't believe. I don't know. I can't believe that people still speak in this way, personally, me.
The Castellanos thing is one of the funniest things in the history of live sports, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's one of the best sports.
Like, for that to happen mid-apology is like serious poetic justice. And the memes have been awesome.
I do want to talk New Orleans Saints running backs after Mailbag coming up next, as well as Alvin Kamara. So, obviously, look, Jamal Williams, you signed Kareem Hunt. But I also read a piece of New Orleans on football about Alvin Kamara's training regimen this offseason, and it's kind of cool, man. It's worth
he's always had
mentioning.
some unique training that he's always done, like more than anybody I've ever seen. I mean, he'll do something a little outside the box. So.
But he left our guy Reef behind, who we actually have had on the show in the past. The guy that he was like catching everything from.
Yeah.
Didn't feel it was explosive enough. Wait till you hear about how he got it back. All right. Again, trigger warning for anybody out there listening. You can see it in Ben McDonald's face. Here is it Kevin Brown? I believe here is Kevin Brown, Orioles announcer. Well, just play the clip.
For the Orioles, Brandon Hyde has felt like this has been maybe the toughest ballpark to play in, but the Orioles have a chance to do something special today. They've already clinched at least a split in the series, winning 2 of the first 3, and they could pick up a series win behind Tyler Wells today. It's been a minute. The Orioles split a 2-gamer with the Rays in June. They had lost their last 15 series here at Tropicana Field. You have to go back to when our now colleague Brad Brock picked up the win in the series finale, June 25th, 2017, the last time the Orioles won a series here at St. Pete. Already got 3-2 at the Trop this year after winning 3 of 18 the previous 3 years combined. It is a stark difference, Ben, and it is not a bad Rays team. It's not like all of a sudden the Rays became slouches in the American League East. They've led this division every day but now 2, and the Orioles once again are back alone in first place. Yeah, for the Orioles.
So if you're like me and you sat there waiting for the racism hook the entire time, or the anti some group of people hook, and it never came, you're not outside. Like, I get it. I was the same way. The Orioles suspended the announcer for that. Suspended him indefinitely, which is dumb on so many different levels. I can't even begin to explain. I mean, Jake, how about the bottom line level that, like, they had that graphic ready? That's not him going off script. He's fed that information.
Right.
That is all done in pre-production. Yes.
It's facts.
Yes. You're right. That's the baseline dumbest part. No, it's not slander.
No.
It's not libel or whatever, whichever one's which.
It was facts of what you've done against that team, how good that team has been, and also you tried to lift your team up by saying, but look what we're doing this year, resurgent year for the Orioles, and maybe we're going to turn things around and it's going to go the other way. So he stated facts, and then he tried to uplift the Orioles fan base by saying, hey, here's where we're at right now, and the man got suspended for that.
Yeah, so Kevin Brown gets suspended. God, it did feel good to see Ben McDonald, though, on a baseball call. And to me, before I ended up reading about it more, like, just when you see the clip, you hear the suspension, you know what that is. That is the boss getting irrationally pissed. Because if you think about your experience in business, whenever you see a decision that makes no financial sense or no sense at all, and it reeks maybe like whatever, that is generally because someone who cannot be checked, right? Someone who does not have to sit in a meeting and be like, is this the right move? That's how these irrational things get done. So, yeah, come to find out, ownership got pissed.
Yeah.
And they thought it made them sound cheap. And so they suspended Kevin Brown. And now there's like rallies and letters being written to the owner, hate mail, and they're all calling for the owners to sell the team.
The Mets
which
broadcast,
happened for a while.
The Mets broadcast, they're not playing the Mets.
We need to play that.
Yeah, their announcer, he went in and he went fully in on how ridiculous it was. Now, and we have a ton of play-by-play personalities on X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it, that are, speaking their mind and saying this is absurd. Like, this is something we all do. Like, these are facts. And so, like, you've got a lot of star power behind you as well.
They wanted a little more, is it Major League when, they're trying so hard to find positive? They're like,
so good.
On Tuesdays in the fall, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or is that Rookie of the Year? Whatever. One of the old baseball movies, yeah. On Tuesdays in the fall, when the temperature's above 75, this team's actually 3-2. Let's see what they can do today.
I have Ricky Cohen from the Mets. If you want to hear what he's had to say.
Play this.
During a recent game at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Kevin, during his opening, talked about how the Orioles had trouble winning in the past at Tropicana Field, but that they were doing better this year. That was really all he said. And for that, the Baltimore Orioles management decided to suspend Kevin Brown. Let me just say one thing to Baltimore Orioles management. You draped yourself in humiliation when you fired John Miller, and you're doing it again. And if you don't want Kevin Brown, there are 29 other teams who do. It's a horrendous decision by the Orioles. I don't know what they were thinking, but they've gotten exactly the reaction that they deserve. And it's just a shame because the Orioles are playing so well, and now they've diverted attention from that and now made themselves a laughing stock.
Yeah, that is the dumbest part about this.
Yeah.
They should be being celebrated right now.
Playing incredibly well. Haven't
Now
played
they're a
that well in a
laughingstock.
very, very long time. And they're in one of the toughest divisions in baseball, maybe the toughest.
Yeah.
You got the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Rays, right? I mean, you have a very difficult – and you're out there. You've got this young team, star power, up-and-coming guys. You've got this perfect mixture of exactly what you're looking for. But now we're talking about this and the ownership and not the baseball team.
Yeah, and again, like Kevin mentions, they've been in the lead of the division for 2 days now this whole season. Like, that should be the story. And yet, because you're so insecure and so defensive, you look like a fool. They're worried about sounding cheap. I mean, again, factually, they are cheap bastards, aren't they? I mean, the second lowest payroll in MLB.
Yeah.
So, like, what are we talking about?
They're only good because they've had so many high draft choices, and those draft choices are working out now.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They haven't paid
Spend any
anybody.
money.
But I'm saying, like, if you are, if I'm fat, like, if somebody calls me fat, I can have my feelings hurt about it, but that doesn't mean I have to accept that reality.
Still means you got some extra weight.
Yeah, like, geez.
Speaking of, some of these owners are so lost in reality. This gives me serious James Dolan vibes of when he tried to ban Charles Oakley from the stadium, and he got the reaction that he got. And it's like, what do you think is going to happen?
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying, because nobody checks them, because they cannot be checked. And so when you reach a point where you're surrounded by sycophants and yes men, you lose your way and you make unbelievably bad choices like this. I wish we could get Ben McDonald on the record talking about this. I don't want to get him suspended as well though. Shout out the Orioles though. Should be a good time. Did they win the game? Do we know?
I don't even know.
What day was that?
Exactly.
What day did it happen?
I think sometime in the last couple
days ago, yeah. They had it was a 4-game series, I believe, and I know they won.
Not July 23rd, huh? They beat the Rays 5-3 July 23rd.
Yeah, it looks like they're on a little winning streak.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is when they ended up winning. I guess they never announced suspension, so maybe now people are just picking up on it because like Kevin Brown hasn't been around or something. Either way, absolutely pathetic. Good on the baseball team. Good on our guy Ben McDonald though, for not being offended. I would have punched Kevin Brown. When we get back, OTB Mailbag.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, where you get real Toyota service real fast. When you buy from All Star Toyota, new, used, whatever it may be, that service department is something to highlight. Tommy Wagaspack and his team do an excellent job. You drop your vehicle off, they'll drive you home. If it's going to be, kind of a long time. They send you text updates out. They don't go through with any big decisions until you give them the go-ahead, and they respond immediately when you text them. And then the best part is, when your vehicle's ready, they can actually pick you back up. And so you avoid any Ubers, any costs like that. Look, it's just a customer service that is unparalleled. And they're right there on the Airline Highway. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, so many different options for you. Corolla, Prius, Camry. If you're looking for something a little bit smaller, if you need something a little bit bigger, they've got the RAV4. They've got the 4Runner. Something for everybody over at All-Star, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 7.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Sunshine, your John Deere dealer. Tigers are back on the practice field. We'll hear from Brian Kelly, and LSU offensive line commit Ori Williams stops by. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Let's go ahead and do some OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Anthony Archfield, Telegram Mailbag. Do you think Savion Jones will have a breakout year? Yeah, I do. Now, if you're like, what constitutes a breakout year? I could maybe see him find his way into like an all-conference team. Maybe not.
Okay, that's a breakout year.
Yeah.
First year full-time starter.
I just think he really flashed last year when we saw him.
It depends on how they utilize him as well. Like, is he going
Sure.
to be someone, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, who sets the edge, or are you going to let him get after the quarterback a little bit?
Hashtag, yeah, it's true. If you don't have sacks, that's always harder to get the respect that you deserve. Like, he could be the best run defender in the conference, and it's still going to be tough to get
maybe the coaches
love.
the coaches will appreciate that, but
Yeah.
the media will not.
Hashtag go tweet Mailbag Gulf South. How do y'all like Mario's sovereignty clip going viral last week with millions of views now? Yeah, so for those that don't know, So Virginity is up to 3.2 million views. And Mario, you'll like this. Guess who liked it last night?
Who?
Matt sent me a screenshot. Jimmy Graham.
No.
Yeah, dude. Your boy, Jimmy Graham, with the like last night on Insta.
Who like revived it? Because
I
it
don't know.
blew
I
up
made
and then
that-
it died,
yeah, I made
and
that
now
like
it's back
3
again.
months ago. About
Yeah.
that's about
Somebody
how long
shared
ago
it
I
that
made
revived it.
Some Instagram influencers, I was scrolling the comments, and some people I've never heard of but have a ton of followers are laughing
Okay.
at me.
So that, hey man, no, not laughing at you, laughing with you. That's that's a product of being bilingual, okay? How many of the people laughing can speak 2 languages? They can suck it.
Okay, so obviously I've struggled with that word for a long time, but you guys can all vouch for me. The 3 million people don't know this, but I had food poisoning that day. I was dying. I was dying on that day. My brain did not work. I left work right after OTB, and I'm
Mario,
sure y'all all remember.
You were so sick that day. I feel for you.
It's
That
not-
has
it's not-
nothing to do with mispronouncing.
Yeah, it's not,
sovereignty.
well, also, it's not anything. It's not even sovereignty either. It's sovereignty.
Yeah, sovereignty.
See, so
that's
there
what
you
I
go.
said.
Oh, I thought you said sovereignty.
I knew the word. I just was struggling with the pronunciation.
Yeah, but who cares? It's funny, dude.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
It's not like anything to be like ashamed about.
I guess not. I mean,
No, not I guess. I'm telling you, it's not, bro. It's just funny.
I take pride in my linguistics and my vocabulary. You know,
Who cares? Nobody's perfect. Are
I
you
guess.
Jesus?
Yeah.
Let he is who without sin throw the first stone. Okay.
It
No,
is
man.
what it is.
No, you need to not be upset about.
Oh, I
this.
miss the
This is
words all the
great.
time.
This
Yeah,
is
you're good.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out Jimmy
and now
Graham.
look,
though.
And
now
they don't
Jimmy
even
Graham
show.
likes it.
They don't even show you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just your voice.
They do
so-
for a second. They show the hoodie Mario.
okay.
Yeah, I do show him in the video.
I was hoodie Mario that day.
You were making some sounds in the restroom.
Anthony wants to know, hashtag go to America, what's your favorite sports comedy movie? The Replacements jumped immediately to my head, so I'll go there.
I mean,
So it's probably not right.
Major League.
Yeah.
I mean, that's funny as hell.
Y'all hated it, but I liked Division 3 with Andy Dick.
Oh my god.
It was
I'm
stupid.
going Major League.
No way
That
that's
makes
the
me
best.
just
There's no way that's
angry.
See, now that you should be embarrassed.
Yes,
about.
that you should be. You
Not
should go
so
hide
Virginia.
under the
What,
desk.
what did he say? That he liked that better than Friday Night Lights?
Yes.
Oh,
I switched
my
off Friday
God.
Night Lights to watch that. Yes.
Oh my god. Hashtag go to Mailbag. What state would raise the most money for college football in prison, and why is it not Louisiana? Yeah, it would be. I think he's saying, like, if you wanted to fund a prison football league, which state would be the most into it?
Alabama.
And I think, yeah.
Alabama, Mississippi. Alabama, Mississippi, or Louisiana.
Yeah, the classic trio.
Yeah.
Just the classic bottom three.
Florida would be up there.
Maybe.
But the southern part of the state wouldn't really care as much. But yeah, I mean, they'd be in the
I
running.
mean, we have the Angola Rodeo, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you
we
do.
No, I
literally
get it. But
do
I'm just
adjacent
thinking, like,
things.
So we're talking about like Meme Machine.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just talking like retired folks with money. Florida has a big population. Like, I feel like Florida would sneak in there somehow.
It's true. All the rich people just go to Florida to create
Well,
their
and
own
then there's
bubble,
just
bubble
more of them,
universes.
so they don't even have to donate as much.
Yeah.
Like,
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Shout out your morning coffee brand / order. I just get a black coffee.
I go community coffee. I actually, so on
Starbucks
on
Pike Roast.
vacation this last, whatever that was, week ago, they didn't have community coffee. So I grabbed like McDonald's coffee. Like I saw it, it was right there. It was either that or Maxwell House. That's all they had. I'm like, Maxwell House is like water. So I grab it, open it up. There's a dead bug in it. A dead bug in the
Ew.
McDonald's coffee that had never been
Yeah.
opened, sealed,
Yeah.
just chilling on its back. First thing I saw when I opened it up.
You know, that's just a little protein.
no, that's actually good. That shows that it's more natural.
Yeah, it's organic.
Yeah.
Literally. That's
that
organic,
was like
floating
I'm
in
all
your-
about extra
floating in your
protein.
coffee.
straight
That's a
from
step too
nature
far.
to the bag.
It's an organictum.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee snob. Like I just like not a beer snob. So like I love community coffee. I know what it's gonna be. I know I like the taste. So
Hashtag go to mailbag. Greg Olson recently said the 0-1 Miami team could have played in the NFL and been more competitive than the NFL bottom feeders. Thoughts? Look, I will always say no.
It's a very stacked team. Do not get me wrong.
To Greg's point, that might be the closest, but no, I still don't think so.
Yeah, it might be. It might actually be the closest. I mean, you could have a real argument, but no, I mean, the NFL is the best of the best. You get to choose from everywhere.
Not only that, who was the QB of that team again?
Ken Dorsey. Which is going to
What
hold
did he
them
do in
back
the NFL?
significantly.
Yeah, you call
how would that
plays.
team
No, I mean, what
plays now.
they have going for them is like he mentions, I think, he
They're
points out that
backups,
like
yeah.
Willis McGahee was like third string.
He's a
and,
backup
like,
fullback.
Yeah.
Is that
because
the old Browns GM, or is that a different Dorsey that I'm thinking of?
No, that's different. Ken Dorsey played quarterback. Now he's the OC of Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's USC Buffalo.
Yeah. You don't remember the viral video, speaking of viral videos, where he just blew up in the box last year?
Oh, yeah.
That was him. That was Ken Dorsey. Yeah.
Daniel Basham, hashtag OG mailbag. Does Satan say bless you if someone sneezes next to him?
Probably
I think
not.
he says damn you.
Probably.
Right? That would be probably.
Yeah, that
more
would be the
creepy.
equivalent.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Any more? Oh, I need to reload my chat. Hashtag OG mailbag. What's T-Bob and Jake's couple name? Husker and Teacup? Or are we talking like a Benifer type situation? TJ? I don't love that.
J-Bob?
Oh, I like J-Bob. I like J-Bob actually.
J-Bob.
Dangerously close to J-Boy, but I do like J-Bob.
But J-Boy's no longer J-Boy, so.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
He's Jake Crane now.
Yeah. So.
I still like their football takes, but man, they were really excited to dive on the Megan Rapinoe stuff.
Oh,
They were so fired up. I saw a screenshot of Cone doing the Mad Dog. He's like looking over his steepled hands. It's like Megan Rapinoe failed America or betrayed America.
I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I just wish she could have put the ball in the back of the net, but I hadn't seen all that.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
She wasn't the only one, though. She was not the only one.
They blew it.
There's a couple of sky kicks.
You know, hand up them, and I feel like an a-hole. I did not watch a second of the Women's World Cup.
Oh, I have. I mean,
You don't have to feel like an a-hole. I didn't either.
Well, you don't like soccer. I did.
And I do, though.
Man.
I do. I just, some of the time or just, I don't know, it just wasn't in the cards
It's tough,
for me.
boy. It's tough, boy. It's early.
I didn't watch, but them losing to Sweden was kind of predictable, in my opinion. They didn't look strong throughout the tournament.
No, they didn't. The group stage, they did not.
And
They did not have any scoring power.
Yeah,
No.
for them to go as far as the men and no further feels like a huge L for them.
I mean, both of them still got out of the group. But, yeah, I mean, to their standard, they're the number one ranked team in the FIFA rankings in the world. Yeah, you expect to go farther.
Did y'all see
for sure.
Carly Lloyd tear him up?
Yeah. And
that was before they even officially got eliminated.
And a lot of people push back on her and you're not on this team anymore, blah, blah. I'm like, look, she's a GOAT, and I agree with her.
You can't call her out for hating. She was on this team.
That holds a lot more weight than Alexi Lawless going at them. Yeah, I agree.
God, Alexi was probably pissed.
When's he not mad?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Hashtag go to mailbag. You ever play pickleball? I have. It's very fun.
No, I have not.
It's
But I
very
haven't
fun.
played tennis. It looks fun. It
It's
looks
cool.
like a hybrid of tennis and ping pong.
Yeah. Somebody described me as ping pong standing on the table, where you stand on the table, and I feel that's pretty accurate. I like tennis better, but certainly, as I get older and I can't do tennis anymore, I will definitely go into pickleball.
Yeah.
I'm loving tennis right now, though. Tennis is so much fun. Hashtag O2B mailbag, mine not for rent. If the Saudi investment fund planned to invest in college football, would you care if LSU took the money? I think they already are. That's actually who FSU is. That's who's going to float FSU, apparently. Reportedly. We'll see if it goes through. But FSU's exploring private equity options to manage to get the money up front to get out of the ACC. And apparently the Saudi investment firm is who they're talking to.
Yeah.
All right, more motivation for week 1, baby.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't know, man. I would, I appreciate guys like Mbappe who do not, but I can't pretend like I wouldn't take the money if I was off.
Look, the reality is all these people that are saying, I wouldn't take the money. You've never had $300 million staring you in the face.
Exactly.
I would have
That's
taken
how
it.
I
Like
am.
the difference between me and somebody saying that they wouldn't take it is they're lying and I'm not. You're taking the money.
That's a good line. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Have you ever been to Glasgow, Scotland?
You have, right?
I actually have.
Yeah.
Don't know that I got any, thing to say on it, but I did go there.
How do they view Americans there? In your
I
opinion?
mean, in my experience traveling, everybody's super kind. If you're kind and you put forth an effort, like people talk crap about like France. I only spent like 3 days in Paris, but it didn't have a negative interaction.
Yeah, a lot of people talking crap about France because Natalie Portman's husband cheated on her, and he is French.
Oh,
okay.
So,
right.
so the entire country is catching strays?
The entire country sucks because of her husband.
Yes, Tony Parker started it.
Yeah, that is true. Tony Parker did that too, to be fair.
Imagine cheating on Natalie Portman or Eva Longoria.
Oh, no. Time out.
Come on, man.
Hard stop. No.
This is T-Bob's stance. He's had it for a long time.
No. To you, they are Natalie Portman and Eva Longoria. To that guy, that is their wife. Okay. And sad to say that your wife is something known. It's something you're used to. It's something normal. Like, people don't step out. You can't make like that sort of qualitative judgment when like Tony Parker or somebody steps out. They want something strange. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he cheats with his housekeeper who is like not nearly as good looking as Maria Shriver. They're like, how could he do this? Because he just wanted some strange. He wanted something different. It's like literally, it's why it happens. And so, no, it doesn't matter. You can have the hottest wife in the world, and you still see somebody else. And
If you're going to do it, if that's who you are, and that's what you're going to do,
yeah,
it
for
doesn't
sure.
always
I recognize
necessarily.
it sounds like I'm like stepping out, which obviously, no, not the case. But the point is, it's
breaking news.
I'm a
You
firm
heard it here
believer
first.
in the idea, though, that it's not like, I can't believe you did. She's not even as good. It's not really about the looks. It's not about any of that. It's about just getting outside, wanting something different. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Let's see if we got one more in here. Weekend winners. Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss, TKN, won another tournament this weekend. Man, I bought that
Shocker.
sweatshirt and it never came in.
I did
Mail.
too.
Did you ever get yours?
No. Just thought about that too. I literally haven't thought about it until you just said that. Now.
And then Devin Blaine says, shout out Mario. He crushed her while y'all were on vacation. Hell yeah. Right on, dude. Good job, Mario.
Who's Mario?
I don't know.
I mean,
when we get back, more OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Salmon. So yeah, Stab's Prime Steak and Seafood. Jefferson Highway across from Palermo Ristorante. Tell Leo that Kevin sent you. And don't forget, there ain't no cake in that crab cake. Come and see us.
When you cook with love, it's gotta be good. Your special event catered at Ashley Manor or off-site with Louisiana Bayou Bistro. Your event never tasted so good. From crawfish balls to corporate events. Ashley Manor and Louisiana Bayou Bistro, making your special event something else.
Brandon Hawley here. Pick your color, pick your siding. ReliefWindows.com.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Join us for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. LSU and the Saints back on the practice field, and Andy Isco joins the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Her diary sits by the bedside table. The curtains are closed. The cat's in a cradle. Who would have thought that a boy like me could come to this?
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Greg Lamont nailed it in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. A French man could be offered $100 million from the Saudi fund and not cheat on his wife, and he would still cheat on his wife. Good call, Greg. I agree. Damn French boys. Those damn unfaithful French. Give me some freedom fries. Y'all are too young to remember freedom fries.
I vaguely remember.
After September 11th, everybody went super hardcore anti-France when they didn't want to join the coalition to invade Iraq, which, you know.
Oh, so they wouldn't call it French fries. They called it freedom fries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like French's Mustard had to come out and be like, we're not French. It's a last name. Please. Please, God, just keep buying our mustard. Yeah, but a bunch of restaurants changed it to freedom fries. Oh, no, benefit of hindsight. Maybe France was onto something, but yeah, who knows. I want to talk a little bit about Saints running back. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I have one comment before you get Saints running back room. Brandon Hollingsworth says, how high are the NFL players in the offseason to rank Hurts over Burrow and CeeDee Lamb over Chase in the top 100? The NFL top 100 voted on by NFL players, yes, has Burrow, I think, at what, 6?
6, Hurts at 3.
Yeah. I didn't see where CeeDee Lamb and Chase came in.
It wasn't many spots, but it was 4 spots ahead of Chase. Ain't nobody. There's not.
Yourself, Taylor?
There's not one NFL GM that would, if you had the choice to select one of the two that would take CeeDee Lamb over Jamar Chase.
No, you shouldn't. Look, as a Cowboys fan,
He's a good player.
Jamar Chase
He's a
is
good
better.
player.
However,
yes,
you could kind of see
just like a conversation during the commercial.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe from a player standpoint, Chase is obviously better. He's only been in the league 2 years. He was hurt a lot his second year. Maybe the players are like, I've seen what I need to see from CeeDee Lamb. Maybe I need to see a little bit more from Chase. I mean, we here know Chase is better, but again, it was 3 or 4 spots. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Okay, I mean, none of this is, obviously. But okay, that's about that's as solid as an argument.
But again, I think Chase is better, but I guess I could kind of see from the other side, maybe.
The Jalen Hurts thing, I'm a bit more surprised on because Burrow's been such a transcendent power. But we'll find out with Hurts, right?
Well, the Hurts thing's weird because just like I said with Chase, it's kind of the opposite. Hurts had that one really good year. Can he do it again? So it is kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if
I'm a big fan of Hurts, though.
Yeah, I am too. No,
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put him ahead of Burrow, but he deserves to be in the conversation of like top 5 quarterbacks. Now, he would be closer to 5 than 1, but he needs to be in that conversation. What he did last year, it was special. Now,
but he's done his entire career too.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Now, you lose your coordinator. He's now in Indy. Like, let's see what it looks like this year because that was a great relationship. They knew each other very well. I love the offense, love the philosophy. So this will be a big year for him.
Yeah, I agree. Can he do it without Steichen? Justin Herbert's been fine without Steichen, though.
Yeah.
Right? So
he's got a new coordinator as well.
Kellen.
Yeah.
Your boy.
Because Lombardi went to Denver to be back with Sean Payton.
Of course he did.
Yeah, like that one, I was like, wait a minute. You're calling plays for the Chargers with a top-tier quarterback, but now you're going to go to Denver, not call the plays because Sean's going to call them, and you got Russ, who had an awful year.
Also, Vance Joseph going there as a DC is interesting.
That's weird as well.
Given he was
That's
the head coach.
Awkward. He was the head coach.
Yeah.
Reportedly, though, Sean is pretty great to work for.
I'm not saying he's
like
not.
as an assistant coach.
But like in your career path, if you're you have a defensive head coach, you have the autonomy to call every play. Now Sean's calling the plays. So it's a step back.
You think Sean's still calling the plays?
1,000%.
Yeah, I guess he has to.
And even if he's not, even if he gave it up, he's going to be 3rd and 8. I like this here.
You know, hey, look, maybe Lombardi's like, okay, dude, you're going to pay me OC money?
Okay. Well,
all right, then.
You know what? Some people have that mentality. I am not one of them. I would have rather, and I've said this, and people think I'm crazy.
Staley may get fired.
I would have rather had my career where I was able to be a starter, play a lot of games in the NFL, than be a backup quarterback and make more money. I know that I'm in the vast minority when I say that, but I would have rather played than made more money and sat there and watched. Just the way I would have been.
But I don't know. I mean, I've heard that Sean does cool and during the football season it's absolutely like locking the submarine. We're going 24/7, but in the off season you're pretty much like free to do whatever the hell you want. Just tons of off time.
Yeah, because he's gonna do what he wants.
True. Weed smoker. Taylor, can you believe it? Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Just disgusting. Not what I want out of my leader, dude. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 2 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,500 off MSRP on all new 23 Ram 1500 Laramie trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail.
Hey, so join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Sharif Ishak on the Saints, Glenn West on the Tigers. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I always feel like Freddie Freeman's getting ready to bite me. Look at the screen.
Those veneers are
I
white.
mean, they do look white, but they're so large.
Big teeth.
They gave that man some chop.
Yeah, and he's a smiler. I mean, he's a happy
Well, he can't
human
help it.
being.
I don't think he can close his lips. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. Look at resting. Look at Freddie Freeman's face when he's resting. I'm not sure that he can physically close his lips. He's like, if you've ever watched the Return of the King Extended Edition.
Get off Frederick, man.
The mouth of Sauron. Big mouth, big teeth. Well, whatever. You don't care about Freddie. He betrayed you.
I mean, I do. I mean,
He left
I
you
wish
high
he
and
still
dry
played
for the money,
Braves,
and then he cried about it.
You know, he's a friend.
And whined about it. I was like, I wish you would never left.
And also,
T-Bob, you might be onto something. I'm
also
looking
Matt
up Freddie
Olson.
Freeman. Most
Yeah.
of the pictures, he has his mouth at least partially open.
He can't close it, I'm telling you.
The
You
guy
gotta
that
be careful
replaced
with
Freddie
veneers.
is like leading the big leagues in home runs too, so it worked out for everybody.
Oh, is he leading home runs?
Yeah, Matt Olson. Yeah.
Wow.
Look, here you go. Here's an old picture when he was with the Braves.
All right, let's see what we got here. Pre-Veneers? Oh, no.
No.
I
know Freddie Pre-Veneers.
Who was worse Pre-Veneers, him or Will Compton? Will Compton had a jacked up grill Pre-Veneers. Okay. Yeah.
Will's had a glow up.
I would say so. I want to extend this conversation because we're at the end of the hour here, and I think there's more to talk about. But Saints running back room, a couple of things to note. Or actually, you know what? I'll just do the because I want to talk about Jamal Charles and his role in signing Kareem Hunt.
Jamal Charles.
What I keep saying, Jamal Williams. Why do I have Jamal Charles on the brain?
Let me pull a Mario. I once blocked a punt against Jamal Charles.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah.
I wish I could have broadcasted his games.
So Alvin Kamara in the offseason, like we said, he left behind his old trainer that he was doing all the crazy drills with. He works out with the University of Miami strength coach, whatever. But then he started working out with this guy Hector Maradiaga at Infinity Sports Institute.
You should probably give Mario a shot at that.
I agree. It's
Close
in the
enough.
document if you want to check it out.
There you go.
But he specializes in working on the neurological side here, Jake. So it's all about making sure that everything is firing at the same time. I'll just read directly from the NewOrleans.com piece, or NewOrleansFootball.com quote. Much of Kamara's work at Infinity Sports Institute also focuses on energy transfers, where athletes work on aligning breathing with movement so everything fires at the same time and relaxes at the same time. In the simplest terms, Maradiaga explains, this is like teaching the body to absorb impact and ricochet energy when it exhales instead of having the body bracing for impact. And then he goes on to talk about how it's kind of like Tai Chi, right? Like Tai Chi is all about take that energy in, flow with it, send it back out. Some pretty impressive stuff. And look, as the article goes on to talk about, this would mean nothing if there wasn't verifiable proof that it was working. But like Dr. Matt Ray has been talking about how looking at his numbers from last camp to this camp, like everything's up. The explosion's up, the speed's up, all this sort of stuff is up. I do
find it interesting, but I can't wrap my head around it because the way that I used to get ready was completely opposite of it. Completely like old school, like pulling tires up the hill with a chain wrapped around your waist.
No, this is new age. That's what I'm saying. This is the new
So it
age.
might work, but I have nothing to add to that because to me that sounds like, what are we doing here? Like, let's just go to work. But I don't know the new work.
But like when you're at the peak and you're trying to find the small percentages, this is
Hope
pretty
it works
cool.
out. Let's ride.
The depths they go to.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bone.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Is Louisiana Loyal. It's more than a tagline. It's a movement to celebrate and elevate Louisiana. We do this by supporting 20,000 Louisiana businesses and their workers and launching innovative new initiatives. But we cannot do this work alone. We hope you would join us in celebrating our great state and elevating Louisiana's position in America. Together, we can be Louisiana Loyal. Learn more at lwcc.com/Louisiana Loyal.
Insurance companies often discourage people from getting an attorney. If I can't get you more, even after our fee, then you owe us nothing, not even our costs. I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21-12670. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL-HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, August 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 100. Coming up on OTBOT, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show to talk Saints. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, Peter, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It is hour number 3 on Tuesday, which means we kick it off as we do every single Tuesday with our guy Nick Underhill from New Orleans Football. Him and the team over there at NOF got it going on right now. Mike Triplett, Nick Brooke Kirchhoffer bringing all the latest news out of Saints camp constantly. Nick, what's going on, man? You're not actually at Saints camp today, are you? Where are you?
Just out watching Tulane right now.
Oh, look at that, dude. Watching a little Green Wave. You mean the preseason top 25 Tulane Green Wave?
Yes, no, they're looking good out here. They're practicing in the Superdome. We're going to dabble in a little coverage of them this year, so just, trying to get a look, get familiar with what they got going on.
Hell yeah, man. Well, good luck, because I know how much of your brain you commit to covering the Saints, so I don't know if you're going to have anything left over for the Green Wave, but we'll see. Speaking of the Saints, a topic that I've been teasing and we haven't yet dove into is that running back position. Saints, of course, bringing in Kareem Hunt. We all know about Jamal Williams signing in the offseason. I loved the piece in New Orleans Football. We discussed it about Alvin Kamara and the new training that he's been engaging in. How do you see the Saints managing that position over the first month of the season?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to put it together a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to figure something out with Kareem Hunt. I think he wants a little bit more than the veterans minimum, so I mean, there's going to be some negotiation there trying to figure that situation out. But I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit by committee, and right now, I like what Kendre Miller is doing a lot in practices. He looks explosive. He's fast. I mean, you kind of feel his burst just watching him out on the field. And that's kind of one of those positions where when you bring in like a running back with young legs and he's actually good, like it just kind of it's hard not to see it out of practice. Like it's just it's like a new broom. You go out and you sweep the floor and the bristles are sharp. Like it sweeps so much better and you notice it. So that's something that stood out early on in these practices. But he's been really good as a pass catcher too, and that was kind of one of the things that they needed to figure out about him is what he could do in that capacity of the game, because they just didn't throw him the ball at TCU. He had less than 10 targets his whole entire college career, but he is a pretty polished route runner. He's been a quick study at that. They've thrown a lot at him. He's picking it up. The big piece for him is kind of the blitz pickup, and that's almost impossible to evaluate at these practices because they aren't bringing it live, and we don't have the benefit of film, so you're trying to catch that view from the sideline. But I think he has a chance to kind of be the lead guy while Alvin's out. Obviously Jamal Williams is going to have some type of role and play a big part in that as well. But if I had to rank him right now, and I think looking at him, the depth chart is a little bit different. I think Jamal's working a little bit ahead of Kendre. But if I had to rank him, I think by week 1 of the season, I think Kendre has a really good chance of passing up Jamal and kind of being the guy they lean on there while Alvin's out.
Well, Nick, are you surprised that they would, bring in a Kareem Hunt, knowing that you've got this young rookie who's doing really well in camp, and you signed Jamal Williams, who we know what he did a year ago. You gave him a pretty nice contract, and, Alvin's not going to be gone that long, and you have two backs you feel like are capable of being able to step up, and you've got others that can kind of be that third emergency running back, whatever you want to call that there. Are you surprised that they're bringing in somebody that has the experience of a Kareem Hunt in for a visit?
I mean, I like the idea, though, of just getting the best player that you can. Like, Sean Payton would have probably leaned on, Travaris Cadet in this situation, and it ends up costing him games. I think DA's kind of in a situation where they can't take anything for granted, and I think you just got to take your best swing at everything. And, I think you can kind of probably bring him in, and he can do a lot of the Alvin stuff. He had, 678 yards from scrimmage last year for Cleveland. I don't think he's the player he was in Kansas City, but still highly effective. But look, if he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have a lot of options. I mean, I don't know, why not? I think it's a good risk to take. And if somebody gets squeezed out, somebody gets squeezed out. But throw them out there and see who the best players are. And who cares how much you pay somebody else? If Kareem Hunt can be better than Jamal Williams, and I doubt he will be. But if he is, oh well, now you got a better player, and okay, you burned a few dollars and it's on the bench, but. It's kind of the same thing that happened in 17. You bring in Adrian Peterson, you draft Alvin. Turns out Alvin's, the guy to roll with, and that's just kind of how you go with it. But I think they already kind of created that. They signed Jamal and then drafted Kendre Miller, and I think you could ask the same question there. Did they need to spend, $60 million over 4 years with the third rounder coming in? I just don't think it's anything. I don't think this team's in a position where they have the luxury of taking anything for granted, taking a longer view. They need to win every single week. And if they get off to a bad start to the season and you got a coach that's kind of, I think there's some pressure on the season, just being totally honest. I don't think that you can afford to start out and be passive and hope things work out at all. And I think you just got to keep building on your strengths and just make sure you got the best possible team.
I mean, you look at the first 4 games, Nick, 3-1. I mean, I get maybe you want to be realistic and you say, 2-2 always makes more sense, but you have a real opportunity to go 3-1 there, no?
Yeah, they do. I mean, they should come out. I mean, those games that Alvin's missing, it's Green Bay, Tennessee, and the Panthers. They should win probably all of them. I mean, there's nobody on that list that scares you, and they should go out and do it. The only challenge early in the season is just really how many road games they have. And, I think that's the one thing that they gotta manage against and make sure you get off to a fast start. But I like the way they're approaching camp. I think they've been, I think camps look different. I just think that there's efficiency, competition. Last year at this time, it was kind of like you were out here and you're like, well, the starters aren't getting a lot of work. What's going on here? Why is it so kind of, I don't know what the right word uses, but it just was a whole different approach. And there's just I think a lot more intensity with everything they're doing. So I don't think there's any excuse to start the season out poorly, but I mean, they definitely cannot, because if they lose, say they start like 0-2, like it's narrative season all of a sudden, and maybe that stuff doesn't affect the team or affect anybody, but maybe it does, and it's just better not to have that atmosphere. So I think you got to take your best swing right out of the gate, and if it makes sense to get Kareem Hunt, to get Anthony Barr, who's also visiting, I think that's something that they seriously need to try to do.
Hey, I want to stay on the offensive side of the ball because, I mean, while we talk defense, we all know offense is superior, Nick, and I want to go to the receiver room because that's a room that you've got talent, you have experience, you have somebody that you're waiting to come back in a Michael Thomas. It's a very intriguing room. So what is the pecking order? You gave us the running back there, and I think that's interesting. What does it look like at receiver? Like if you had to say, okay, here's the order 1 through 5, how would you place that so far in camp?
1 through 5. Well, number 1, I think Chris Olave. If he wasn't injured, Rashid Shaheedi's going to miss 2 or 3 weeks with that groin injury. We'll be fine for week 1. I don't think it's anything super crazy to worry about, but, obviously better if he's practicing. I think Mike would probably be 3, Traquan Smith 4, and then I would probably go A.T. Perry at 5, maybe James Washington. I wanted it to be Brian Edwards, but I don't think it is Brian Edwards at this point. And, I think Traquan's going to be really tough to beat out. I think he's setting a good barrier there at number 4. I think Olave's on his way to, like, being a superstar for real. Like, he's been insanely good. He's making contested catches. He had one on one-on-ones yesterday that was just kind of emblematic of everything that you would want to see from somebody that was talking about getting stronger and being able to make those types of plays. Went up and over. Alontae Taylor caught, like, a ball in the back of his helmet. I think last year, just kind of where his play strength was at going to the ground, he would have lost that ball. He didn't this time. Day before, makes a one-handed catch in the end zone, contested. So you're seeing a lot of growth there. I think Rashid has looked pretty good. They're trying to use him in different ways. He's looked more explosive. They're trying to use him on, jet sweeps, motions, all kinds of different things. The one thing with him that I've kind of noticed, and it's been a little bit weird, and it's probably just get, used to a new quarterback, is some of the ball tracking in the air has been a little bit off, and they've struggled with that a few times down the field, but I think that'll probably lock in. I think Mike just needs a little bit more time. He looks good, on some stuff. Other stuff is still kind of clicking, and I think it's just, there's multiple factors there. Like Marshawn Lattimore is playing out of his mind, and he's up against him damn near every snap. I think he's getting used to a new quarterback, and there's been some, back and forth there with just trying to get on the same page, and I think he just, it's a lot of time missed, and you're trying to get back out on the field. But I mean, I think that there's definitely some stuff that could be a little bit sharper there. But I think it just needs a little bit more time. I'm not ready to reach a conclusion, but there's good competition in that group. And if a couple things hit positively, like I think they have a chance to be pretty good at that position.
Yeah. What's the latest on? I feel like I was so out of touch when I was out of town, Nick, and I feel like I saw something maybe about was it a Trevor Penning calf or something? What's the latest on the offensive line?
Yeah, Penning missed a day, then he came back, and then he had a veteran rest day at one point. He looks all right. Like I think he looks all right. I need to see him, this weekend against the Chiefs, and then I think next week against the Chargers, we're going to get like a really good view of how he's performing. It's tough to tell in, some of these practices. You're going to get the same guys every day. Competition level isn't necessarily all the way there, but he's looked decent. I think O-line is still the biggest concern on the team, though, no question about it. And they've had injuries in and out, top line guys down the depth chart. There's been guys missing. I think it's an area of concern. I think one of the things that you could do going out here watching it is start to get a little bit excited about the defensive line, but I'm looking at it like, is it because the O-line's kind of having some issues and you got guys missing? And, if you're smoking Landon Young with the swim move, it's not the same as, smoking Ryan Ringcheck with the swim move. So it's just, I think I got concerns there. I think that's still kind of the break point on the season, and it was kind of coming in to camp. And I don't know that we really have answers there yet.
Hey, speaking of the defensive line, because I guess we got to talk defense a little bit. We've kind of joked because, like, Brian Brzee, your first-round pick, you don't really talk about him. I'm talking about us or you. I'm talking about, like, just in general. You talk about the other draft choices because maybe the nature of the position. But, like, when you look at the Saints making a couple of veteran signings and drafting one in the first round, it's a position where they spend a lot of time in the offseason trying to upgrade. What's the latest there? Have you seen a major upgrade at the defensive tackle position?
They do look better there. And one of the things that they did this year is they got smaller on the D-line. Like, they've always wanted, guys to be kind of like heavy, all power, all that. And they kind of made everybody lose a little bit of weight to slim down to become more of an attacking front. So I think that's something that we're seeing out here. And I think everybody looks a little bit more explosive on the D-line. So, I mean, that's something that we are seeing. We'll see if it's real. I mean, there's still some fact or fiction there. Brazil, to me, is looked good. And, I'll just be honest. So, like, one of the things about watching these practices, we aren't allowed to advance beyond the 50-yard line when they're outside. When they're inside, we have, like, a 15-yard holding cell. And you're usually looking at the plays from behind. Like, you're back at safety depth. And when you're trying to look into the plays, it's tough to tell a lot of times what's happening in the front seven, specifically, like, on the inside spots. You can kind of see the ends at times because they're isolated in space. But when things are jammed together, it's hard to know if Brazil's making a play unless he's, like, winning, like, drastically, and he's, back there blowing up the quarterback or, waiting, like, oh, he had a sack. But, like, if you're beating someone and getting the pressure and creating a faster throw, it can be tough to see that from our vantage point. So I think that's a reason that there hasn't been a lot of talk about him, because it's just literally impossible to see a lot of the stuff he's doing at these practices.
Nick, what's the latest coming up on New Orleans football? Like I said, the Kamara piece was really awesome, dude. I love the idea of, like, basically taking, like, some of the concepts of like Tai Chi and flowing with energy and everything. You always get great stuff. What's the plan for this week on New Orleans football?
Yeah, we got a story just kind of about the body types on the D-line coming out, how they're changing it with the attacking front. Some stuff on just how Marshawn Lattimore is practicing differently with the help of the influence of new DC Joe Woods. They've kind of had a good connection, and he's kind of getting a little bit more out of him out of these practices. Like, I cannot overstate how good Marshawn looks out here. Ooh. I think this offseason's kind of like, for years we were always talking about, like, his practice habits could be a little bit better. You could have a little bit more, like, locked in this. Like, I think that we're seeing, like, the complete maturation of this player and him coming into his own. I think he's primed to have, like, a really incredible season. So we'll have something on that. And then, just the daily coverage, practice notes, going out to joint practices next week. We got it all.
Let's go, dude. New Orleans Football is the site. I'm a proud subscriber. You should be as well. They're the absolute best. Nick, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Take it easy, brother. Nick Underhill at Nick_Underhill. Let's go with the get up question, or is this first take? Who do you trust more, Kellen Moore and Justin Herbert, or McCarthy and Dak?
Moore and Herbert, baby.
I think even the Cowboys fans can answer Herbert here.
Taylor was real slow to get to that microphone.
I didn't trust Mike McCarthy. He's got that wonky eye.
Although I think his resume is better than people give him credit
for.
I'm Sean Payton's resume, basically.
It is. And everybody's like, Sean Payton's the greatest ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, McCarthy sucks.
And
I'm actually going to go McCarthy Dak because of what you just said, McCarthy's resume.
It is.
That's fair, actually.
And look,
Herbert's a better quarterback.
This will make Hester mad because he's a big Chargers guy. Justin Herbert throws for a lot of yards. Kind of underperformed in the postseason, just like Dak has. So, how different are they?
Game.
Oh, okay, but yeah, maybe he should be playing.
I mean, a lot of guys throw for a lot of yards. I get it.
There is not a human on earth that would take Dak over Justin.
Oh no, I'm not saying I would take Dak over Justin. I just
saying Justin could do a little.
Sounds
bit.
like a fair answer.
There's a lot of people out there that are like, Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback, no doubt. I have a doubt, but
give me your top 5 on the other side of this break. Coming up next.
OT.
Professionals.
ITI Technical College. Speaking of professionals, ITI Technical College can get you ready for a new professional career. And they've been doing it for 50 years, y'all. I've been out there for the Student Appreciation Days. I've toured the campus. It's beautiful. It's right there off of Airline Highway. They have wonderful facilities, that are like scale models, 3D models, what you're going to be working on. The point is, if you feel like you're stuck or you feel like you need a path forward, ITI can not only provide the path, Jake, but provide you with all of the support that you could possibly need to get there. This includes like scheduling your classes, working with you to find what's best for you, helping you to graduate, helping you to get internships, helping you to get jobs after you graduate. They take care of you every single step along the way. ITIcollege.edu. Go sign up today.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you'll see all the things T-Bob is talking about, including the phone number, the email to admissions. Go ahead and get that process started. We encourage you, go see them off Airline Highway. You'll be blown away like T-Bob and I were. ITIcollege.edu.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Sunshine, your John Deere dealer. Tigers are back on the practice field. We'll hear from Brian Kelly, and LSU offensive line commit Ori Williams stops by. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
T-Bob, real quick, I want to do this because I'll forget.
Okay, nice job.
Okay, I will forget this if I don't do it right now. Shout out to Jets, Justin Jefferson. We talked about where Burrow was, where Chase was on the Players Top 100. Jets actually comes in number 2. Number 2 player, according to the players in the NFL. And that is someone.
2-star.
Exactly. That's where I was going to go. 2-star player. He wore 3 different numbers at LSU, 32, 85, and then number 2 to kind of tell you how his career went. When you show up and you're a receiver and they give you 32, you don't think it's going to end with you being the number 2 player in the NFL according to the players. You're right, T. I mean, 2 stars, even with the family history.
The 2-star point, but you said number 2.
Look, it's not like it's not like you were a 2-star. You were a 5-star guy.
I was
like,
a 4-star, but
why would you not use that? But just think about like where he's at right now to where he started. Like with his family history, you think he would get like 3 stars.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he got 2 brothers that played at LSU.
That's a good
Like
point,
he's a
actually.
recruit. Certainly he's gonna. Let's give him 3. Why not? No, 2-star player, and that's when recruiting rankings like mattered. Like when I was coming out, like they were kind of brand new, so a lot of really good players were getting 2 stars, 3 stars. No, they knew exactly what they were doing with Jets. He gets 2 stars, and now the best receiver in the NFL, number 2 overall player according to the players. Gets better every single year, and like when you watch him, still has the humbleness and like the grind of trying to prove everyone wrong, and you get that when you're a 2-star recruit.
Shout out Jets, man. Say shout out Jets again.
Shout out Jets.
What about Benny?
Oh, dang it, Bobby.
Taylor got there eventually.
Yeah, I got there, but like
No, I know you got there. You just didn't think it was funny. But I'm saying Taylor, I could see the wheels turning in Taylor's head, and then when he got it, he was like, "Oh,
all right,
I got it instantly. I just didn't think it was that funny.
Around the room, when you hear Jets, what do you think of?
Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Same. But I know who Benny and the Jets is.
No, I think it's Justin Jefferson.
I think of Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Good call.
Okay.
Good call.
Yeah. That's where my head goes.
Stealing home like a beast.
Yeah,
Looks good with the mustache.
PF Flyers, too.
How do we make this man look older? Give him a mustache. It's like an eternal human truth.
It is.
And
And
put
like
a mustache somebody they look older.
that's why like all the dads of our generation, they looked older than we do currently.
Yes.
Because they all had great stashes.
True. And it's, you see some of these younger college kids now, and they're all rocking the mustache and makes them look a bit more mature, I suppose. So funny to see short shorts, mults, and mustaches.
Going back to one of our earlier conversations, again, because if I don't say this now, I'll forget. So Sadiq Charles, great tackle for LSU, doing big things in the NFL. Well, he quote tweeted a report from Wilson Alexander about the fight that LSU had at their practice. And he said he would have been mad every day with us, talking about Brian Kelly being mad at them because they fought every day. And then Patrick Queen quote tweets that tweet and says, "Man, what? Every period was at least one fight." And then Sadiq comments on that and says, "You the main culprit, MF."
True. I mean, he's the one that fought Burrow. So this is something that is true, Jake. There is no one pathway to success, right?
Right.
And under Orgeron, they cultivated a more kind of a more wild and aggressive style, and their leaders embracing their leaders took charge of it. Like Burrow's the one that threw the first punch in the fight. Your quarterback, your fearless leader, right? So that was just the style that O's probably always kind of carried with him since the Miami days and everything else, and he carried it forward to LSU. And it's not to say that it can't work.
We've talked about it. Brian Kelly had to stop practice last year because that's not the way he wants them to practice, right? You can practice multiple different ways, and depending on what your style is, it's going to work for you. And he stopped it. It's like, we are not getting better. Like, okay, physicality, and look, I'm all for that, but it's like, we are not getting better. We have to learn how to practice without pads and with pads. There is a difference. We can't have the same look when we're not in pads that we do when we are wearing pads. So we got to change it up there, and I think it's smart. And look, again, these things are going to happen. Now, if you have a problem after this, that's when you have to step in and make like real decisions on, okay, you're for 2 days you're not practicing, right? And you might think that's a little vacation, but your playing time will reflect that if that's what you want to do.
I'm trying to remember who the center was, but Art Kehoe, the old legendary Miami O-line coach, when I was being recruited by him. Man, who was it? It was back when Ray Lewis was on the team, but he described one of the University of Miami fights where, and the offensive lineman did name too. I don't know why I'm blanking, but him and Ray Lewis were going up against each other. And the guy got so mad at Ray Lewis, Jake, that he ripped off his face mask. He straight up grabbed it like this. He said, like an underhanded, like grab, and he just freaking pulled And I guess Lewis is so strong that he like held himself up enough that the face mask actually came off of the helmet, which feels impossible. It was probably already messed up from like or something. But yeah, fights are cool.
That man,
I do love that. You the main one, Matt.
Yeah, you're the main culprit.
What you talking about, bro?
You're out here starting
You're the
every
reason
fight.
why everybody's like, what's the deal? What's the kind of view on Patrick Queen in Baltimore? I feel like he bursts onto the scene like anything else. Then fans are like, we're not so sure. What's the latest?
I don't know. I know obviously they added Roquan to the rotation there, and I don't know if it went up or down after that. But initially they really loved him, and then for whatever reason, because it's the NFL, why not? Let's go ahead and complain. But I still think he's a very productive player.
Yeah.
Look, that's a high standard and a high position.
You don't want to be a middle linebacker for the Ravens, especially.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a mantle.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
have to carry.
obviously with Ray Lewis, but they've had others that they liked. Bart Scott, like they've had a ton. I mean, we could go name for name for who they've had, but yeah, and that's a organization that they want you to play tough, right there in the middle, be the guy, be somebody that they can count on for like a decade. So. Look, it's a tough position to play.
Let's do this quickly. Mahomes number 1, Burrow 2, right?
Are we doing quarterbacks?
Yeah, top 5 quarterbacks. WTs for the break. Burrow 2. Who we going 3?
Josh Allen.
No.
Yeah, I'd go Josh Allen.
No.
Oh my God. Why?
No. Give me what he's done. Give me what he's done to deserve to be third over some of the other guys.
Who would you put over him?
I would put Hurts over him.
You put Hurts over him?
I would.
I think he's proven over more
Yeah,
times.
that's the thing. He's done it more than 1 year.
Kirk Cousins has better stats since 18 than Josh Allen does. Josh Allen is a hell of a quarterback, more talented
He's
than I'll
record.
ever
He's won a couple playoff
be.
games, though, right?
But
yeah,
Allen has?
Okay, but he hasn't even got to the other point where Hurts and Burrow have both gotten.
Do we give him any credit though for like it not being his fault that he didn't get there when the defense just absolutely screwed the pooch against
that
Mahomes?
1 year? But even then, it would have just been the championship game, right? That wouldn't have been going to the Super Bowl when they lost to the Chiefs.
Maybe so.
So I think that's fair. If you're
Okay,
going
so
by
give me a name to put over. You're saying Hurts over Allen? I just feel like I want Hurts to do it one more year, and then I'll put him over Allen if he does it again. And Hurts will have the opportunity, right? Working through the NFC. Like it's not like there's any great teams or great quarterbacks.
Josh Allen
in the NFC.
had 1 point higher QBR than Andy Dalton last year.
Yep.
He was 8th and Andy Dalton was 9th. And this is not a hate on Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a talented player. Love the way that he plays football, but automatically he gets thrown into the top 3. And a lot of times he gets put over Burrow in different places. And I'm like, man, you got to tell me what he has done to separate himself from that group.
I mean, I wouldn't
Hurts
do
has been to a
Burrow.
Super Bowl. Burrow has been to a Super Bowl. Like he is in the conversation, but people just, Allen 3.
I mean, I
or
think
2.
I'm comfortable with saying though that he is kind of the entire driving force behind Buffalo's offense. I mean, what would that team would be just absolutely like? I get the Andy Dalton thing that you're saying, but like he's not close to Andy Dalton.
It's not, well, obviously I'm not comparing him. I'm just saying where he was a year ago.
And
He's
I feel
a
like if
very
Mahomes
good quarterback.
isn't in the AFC, then there's a good chance that Allen does have one of the Super Bowls. But whatever. That's how it works.
That's the way. Yeah. If Tom Brady wasn't in the AFC, the Chargers would have had a couple. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they had the GOAT in the AFC.
But Hurts has an easier path to get there than Allen does. I mean, it's all hard. It's all impossible in the NFL. I get it. I'm not saying it's easy.
I can't piggyback on that.
But relatively easier. The AFC is loaded with great quarterbacks. Okay, so Hurts Allen somewhere at 3-4. Like, are you going somebody else at 4 over Allen?
No, I mean I put him in the category. Like I said, like he's in the conversation. Just like I think Aaron Rodgers is still in the conversation.
Maybe Rodgers Rodgers 5.
Yeah, I think Rodgers is primed to have a big year, kind of like Favre did that 1 year with the Vikings. Getting a little older, but I could see him have a couple more like elite years before it's all said and done.
I agree with that. That's why I'm saying top 5, just a little out of order.
2 out of the last 3 MVPs he won.
Okay, so the consensus of the group is Mahomes, Burrow. No order here. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Rodgers.
Yeah.
Is the top 5.
I'm okay with that.
I'm good with that.
That's fair. Big year for some of these QBs. Mainly Herbert and Allen.
Herbert just got paid.
Yeah.
So he got paid a year before maybe the year. Like I would have liked to seen, one more year maybe before we get that massive deal, but you can't wait on a quarterback.
As far as that big year for Hurts as well, he hasn't gotten paid yet.
Hurts got paid.
No, Hurts got paid this offseason.
He did. Okay, yeah, but people want to see it like one more year.
Yeah,
like
I would
T-Bob
like to
was
see it
saying.
one more year for a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, like Burrow hasn't gotten paid yet, and he's done more.
See, the only problem is y'all left off the real top 5 quarterback, Jared Goff. Okay, so just wait.
I love Jared
Goff sneaks his way
Jared
in
Goff's a
there.
good
Jared Goff
quarterback.
was 6th in the NFL.
Sorry,
in
guys,
passing
he's
yards
mine now.
last
I
year.
claimed him. Okay,
Has been to a Super Bowl.
Has been. You're right.
Yeah,
Geno
true.
Smith had a hell of a year last year.
True.
He finally got an opportunity.
Shout out Geno, West Virginia's finest.
Where's Trevor Lawrence
Beat
coming in this
that
conversation
ass.
for y'all? Is he on the doorstep?
He's kind of like a Hurts. Now, he
Like
hadn't accomplished
9 or
as much
10,
in the postseason.
11.
I would say maybe, 8? 7,
Top 10?
8? I mean,
Top 10?
yeah,
Herbert,
right on
I'll go
the
Herbert
edge.
at 6. Feel comfortable. Herbert 6.
Would you put Allen 7? I mean,
Probably Derek Carr 7.
and then
Just kidding.
Trevor Lawrence 7 or 8. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I mean, Tua. I think Tua and Lawrence
Yeah, I was
are
about to
kind
say,
of
you know who's
interesting.
got Tua's got a year that he's got to go out there, be healthy for a full
You gotta be
season,
healthy is the main thing with him, I feel
and
like.
lead his team and use the weapons that he has. He was good when he played last year. I mean, he
Yes.
completed like 65, 66% of his passes. He had a great quarterback rating. QBR was up. He just got to stay healthy. And obviously, like the injury he went through was scary as hell last year. So I'm not saying be tougher by any means. I mean, you can't. What he went through, you can't protect yourself against, really, if you're playing the game of football. But like 16 or 17 games, go out there, prove it, because when he's been on the field, he's been better than I thought he would be.
Who is the funniest starting quarterback next year?
The funniest, like, in terms of, like
not like he's a comedian, but like
it's
oh my God,
weird that
like,
he's starting.
They're going into a season with him. Okay, yeah, Baker would definitely be
probably,
up there.
Maybe the Desmond Ritter Taylor Heineke duo in Atlanta.
That's a good one.
I mean, that's really good.
It's
too. That's
the
really dumb.
NFC South.
That is really dumb.
Yeah.
Oh man, I still think Jonathan Gannon in Arizona. I mean, it's Kyler Murray's starter, but I still just think.
See,
Michael
funniest.
Scott,
Is there another one that we're missing?
but let's go to break and let's try to think about it over the break. Chat could probably let us know as well.
I don't want to look at chat, though. I want to cheat.
OTB coming up next.
OTB. OT.
Well, you're not French. Or no, you are French. Damn it!
No, I'm not French.
Blew the joke. No, because you said, you said you don't want to cheat.
Yeah.
Oh, so I did get the joke right.
Yeah.
And then I blew it by saying I didn't.
Yeah.
You know who never blows it? All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, okay? So if you need to find your next vehicle, I would encourage you to go check out All-Star Toyota and see what they can offer you. Maybe just be like, give me a Murdown Mini like T-Bob got because it looks cool and it's, the 23s are like way tighter than my Sienna is even. But whatever your family needs, if you want a big old truck, you want one of them Tundras to stand the test of time, go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Sam Howell's the answer for the Commanders, but we'll get to that after this read with allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. New, if you're leasing, if you're renting, and also if you want to buy a used, they have a great lot out there as well. Everything is available, and the full fleet is available when you're buying new, certainly, but when you're leasing, when you're renting, no matter what you need, no matter what your needs are, they're going to be met over at All-Star. So go check out the website today, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Mac Jones is pretty funny.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Call in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
When is a taco more than just a taco when it's Government Taco? Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
Sandegriff. Join us for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. LSU and the Saints back on the practice field, and Andy Isco joins the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Did we come up with the funniest quarterback?
Final answer, I think it's going to be Sam Howell, although it was just released earlier this morning on the Buccaneers official depth chart. It is Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask. So they have yet to find their starter a couple of weeks into training camp.
Is Desmond Ridder not funnier than Sam Howell though? Is it because
Desmond actually played well last year?
Okay.
I think down the stretch,
It's just
you
funny
can
to me
scrunch your
that
nose. He actually didn't play bad.
It's just funny to me that they bring in Heineke and
Like
he
that
doesn't even have a chance to start
from the first day.
Desmond Ridder is QB1.
He's like, I'm here to be
Let's
his backup,
clear.
and I was like, wait, like you've won a playoff, like you've been to the playoffs, and you almost beat the Buccaneers, who won the Super Bowl that year. It's a little odd that you're not going to compete, but that's the front office saying, hey, if you come here, you're the backup.
Mario. I don't know. I'm ready for the show to be done. We're almost there.
Ooh,
20 minutes.
That's not good.
What? No. I mean, like whatever. Like it's it's been a fine day, a good day. But I'm like, well, actually, okay. A couple reasons why I'm very excited. I'm gonna go immediately after this. I'm gonna try to sneak a workout in before snaps. Then we're gonna do snaps. Right after snaps. I hope is my wife listening? Do you think my wife's listening right now?
Probably not.
No.
I hope she's not listening because I think we're going to stay in the office a little bit after snaps ends today because I downloaded Baldur's Gate 3, the new Dungeons & Dragons video game, which is taking the world by storm. It's apparently like a super awesome recreation of 5th edition. I can't wait. So I'm going to try that out. Probably only get like 10, 15, 20 minutes in it, which kind of sucks, but whatever. And then, boys, guess what I'm doing at 3? Oppie in PLF.
Oh, nice.
Oppenheimer time and PLF. Let's friggin' go,
This is your first time seeing it, right? You haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet?
dude. I'm jacked.
That explains the senioritis. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think I want to get out of here. Mario, you did some great research, though. We were talking about the infidelity of French people. And lo and behold, like a lot of stereotypes and cliches, they're rooted in maybe perhaps some sort of factual truth.
Yeah, so this is from a book that Aziz Ansari wrote in 2015, and in that book he cites a study from 2014 where the French Institute of Public Opinion found that 55% of French men
FIPO.
and 32% of French women had admitted to cheating on their spouse or significant other.
55% of men?
Yes.
And 32% of women?
So
and you got to think, that's just the ones that admitted to it. There's a lot out there that was
Good
like,
point.
no, I'd never do something like that.
Wow. No, I thought you were ridiculous saying that earlier, Mario, but it looks like you actually were right. Like, if you're a French man, there's a better than a coin flip chance that if you're with a French man, there's better than a coin flip chance you're going to get cheated on.
Yeah, Tony Parker laid the foundation. I'm telling you. All started with him.
No, that's what I'm saying. It didn't start with him. He's just he's a symptom of the culture.
In my head it did, but yes.
Wow. It's crazy, man. Everybody, I'm so happy for whoever is listening to this who has a French spouse, and now they're suddenly side-eyeing them like, let me see that phone. What's your password? Let me get in that thing. Do y'all significant others? Oh, I don't know if y'all want to go here. Do y'all significant others have your passwords on your phone?
Yeah.
Well, duh. I mean, I know me and you do. I would ask you.
She does, but she didn't ask for it. I kind of gave it to her organically, I guess.
Smart man.
It's an easy code.
That's
to guess.
a classic control the narrative. Good job, Mario.
I
have nothing to hide.
I don't have a passcode. I do Face ID only. She has my.
Oh, convenient. Yes, interesting.
There's flags and they're red.
She has my laptop password and stuff like that.
But is it possible not to have a password though? You can do Face ID only. I thought it was
I thought if your phone reset, you had to put in your code.
I mean, I only use Face. I mean,
does your phone never die? It never
I
turns off.
Pretty much never charge it.
Keep up, yours dies more than the normal.
Yeah, I know. That's fair. That's fair. But still, that's like a classic responsible producer move. Being so locked in that your phone never dies. I can't wait till your phone does die and you can't open it because you don't know your password, you dummy.
No, I think it's something easy. I think it's.
Oh, wait, I'm the dummy. I'm getting tricked by him. The same thing way that he gaslights
No, I
his
think
wife.
it's our. I think it's our anniversary. Month, year, day.
Very convenient.
Month, day, year.
Very convenient. Month, day. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, month, day, year.
Yeah. No. I thought for some reason I thought you said day, month, year. Which
Oh.
some places, some countries, I think do that. Do. All right, when we get back, let's. Oh, wait a second. I do want to remind you, go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download DraftKings today. If you haven't yet, download the app or go make an account at DraftKings.com. If you're making an account for the first time, a prompt will be, put in a promo code. You know what you're going to do, guys? Promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. You do that, you're going to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Okay, Jake, what you been gambling on?
Well, soccer's coming back. So
Nice.
this weekend, we had the championship back over in England. You're going to have the Premier League back as well. The leagues are coming back, and it's going to start. You're going to have the full schedule. Wait, what? I missed that one. Yep, it's okay.
Keep it moving.
Full schedule is going to be this weekend, so you'll have that. Of course, baseball is going on right now as well. We've got fights every weekend, so there is plenty, and we know what's coming. That is football season, so get ready.
Yeah, and remember, if you're an existing customer, you can always step up the payday with them same game parlays. Jake is a master of the parlay. You can be as well with DraftKings Sportsbook app. Promo code Baton Rouge. Bet $5 on anything. Get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER 1-426-2537.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. When you overthink it, don't overthink it, guys. Central Plumbing's the best. They've been in it for 50 years, okay? 50 years. 50 years. It's half a century. They've basically been doing this since the nuke was invented. My math is a little off, but doesn't the 40s still feel like 50 years ago? They probably always will if you're our age. Either way, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. What are you two scoffing about back there?
Go to the website, centralplumbing.org, to see what they can do for you, not only in emergencies, but if you're looking to upgrade and that's at your home or your business, they can certainly come in, give you a consultation, tell you exactly what they can do for your space. New shower, new vanity at the house, whatever it might be. If you have, again, a large business, they can handle everything. The fleet is ready to go, and you'll see that right there on the homepage of the website, centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2640.
So join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Sharif Vishak on the Saints, Glenn West on the Tigers. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Ask the bench. Bilbo says, should we be concerned? And brought to you by Cold Coors Light. Visit ourselves at Blue Moon Light Sky. Such a sweet. Should we be concerned that Hezbollah is pushing for players to go to Ole Miss with his "Come to the Sip" shirt. So, yeah, apparently Hasbulla has been tweeting with Lane Kiffin and is sending out pictures of him with a photoshopped "Come to the Sip" chain on. I don't like this. I don't know if it means anything, but I don't like it. It makes Ole Miss seem cool. People seem to really like everything Hasbulla does.
Nah, I think it'll affect very little.
Fonzarelli asks the bench. Have we seen who's getting number 7 or number 18? Jake, give us a little inside info. Who's getting $18?
I have none. I have 0. No inside info.
Garth Brooks.
Mekhi Winga for 18?
I wouldn't hate that. I would vote for Josh Williams, but Mekhi Wingo would certainly.
Josh Williams makes sense for sure.
Would certainly be in that category.
Ask the bench, why is French the language of love when it sounds like they're moments away from a big sneeze every time they speak? Perhaps. I don't know. It does with the it gets a little funny, but I'd be lying. Like, I still think French is pretty sexy. Maybe not the sexiest language. What is the sexiest language? Like, French still retains a little bit of its kind of Latin roots, where something like German's just so like.
I think
it's aggressive.
Italian has to be in that too.
I was going to say, yeah, any of the Latin languages, so Spanish, Italian, French. Maybe Italian's winning that.
You don't love like a good Irish accent?
I mean, I like all accents. You know me.
Yeah.
But not sexy.
No? Oh, it's Australian, guys.
Come here, laddie.
Hey, it's Australian.
Those damn Australians.
Yeah, it's English, but it's the accents. It's Australian.
Ask the bench, which is more degenerate, supporting sports betting apps or never mind.
What's wrong with supporting sports betting apps? So you're not allowed to.
Yeah, I mean, just have fun. How about that?
Yeah.
Ask the bench, which sequel is better than the first movie in a series?
Ooh,
Top Gun.
Yeah. Yep. Top Gun. That's the answer.
That's one of them.
Yep.
I know there's others out there that I'm missing right now.
Yeah, me too.
I
mean,
you see this in video games more often than movie, where the first game's kind of like almost like a proof of concept, and the second game they're like, okay, we're comfortable, we can build off of this, and the second game's generally.
I mean, some of them,
really
like Mission Impossible 1's really good. Some of those are
well,
really
that's
good
the thing.
as well.
Like, it'd be like a
Bond,
franchise.
yeah.
Like
No, I'm talking second movie. Second movie specifically better than the first.
Oh, okay.
No, because I was going to say Last Crusade over Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that's third and first.
Yeah. Yeah, and Temple of Doom's kind of dude.
Yeah.
Ask the bench.
Indiana Jones has been on a slide. A big slide last two.
Fan of Frozen who's?
Indiana Jones fan.
Oh, yeah. Well, some people like this most recent one, but it's been mixed. It's not like I haven't seen it yet. Fans of frozen custard, like Andy's or Freddy's? Yeah, I actually really am.
Yes, I love both those spots.
Need to
I just
try.
forgot there's an Andy's by my house.
Yeah. We used to go to Freddy's like in Denver before they had it here. Like, it was our spot. Very excited when we had one in Baton Rouge.
That's the bench. Are y'all subscribing to the Island Boys OnlyFans?
Nope. I'm not paying money to see anybody.
That's probably, I mean, yes, that's how you should. Yeah. Empire Strikes Back, New Hope. Yeah, a lot of people would say that.
OTB. OT.
Two Towers?
No. I don't like Two Towers better than. I think Two Towers is very good, but I think it's third in the series, actually, I'd say.
Love Two Towers.
It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Helm's Deep is tight. Makes you feel like a kid again.
Helm's Deep might be the tightest of them all.
I agree.
Almost like Rejuve Me.
And well, it takes you back, doesn't it? Just like Rejuve Me will take you back in time to your younger, better self. When you were watching the Two Towers in theaters and the world was your oyster and you had so much energy. You were the proud peacock with your chest puffed out, walking around. Whatever. Look, maybe it's HRT for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you want to get metabolization optimization, the shot. Maybe not. But they do a ton of things. Like I'm starting to go in there just for vitamin B shots, just to get my energy levels up a little bit there. They got Botox. They got everything. Go to the website. Go start to check it out. This is fun. This is upkeep. This is maximizing your potential. RejuveMedical.com.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you will see a list of things they can help you out with. It's right there on the homepage. Click on that. Find something for you. Get that consultation set up. RejuveMedical.com.